it's good. We are live. And out of nowhere, a Cartier appears.
Good,
Hello,
guys?
this is the Plyr 2 podcast. My name is duckmcgavin. I am joined today by the lovely, fearless soul.
Bow to me, peasants. This your guy,
Next.
fearless soul.
We have Cartier.
What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, I am Parker. Late and never. You know what I'm saying?
No, just on time, actually. You appeared right as we were starting, so appreciate that.
Gotcha. No problem, man.
Then we have Map Killer.
What's up, everybody?
And then finally, bringing up the rear, we got Ski.
Pause. Ski, ski. How everybody doing? Hey, I'm only coming up the rear, dog. Slow down. Slow down.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being in the back. That means that you make sure that we don't get shot in the back.
True.
It's true. That's true.
All right.
You don't want me in the back. I don't pay attention.
Damn, Duck, you don't got our backs, man.
I will tell you that I will try, and I will also tell you I will probably fail. Just letting you know, I'm a very single-minded person. You put me in the front, I'll shoot whatever's in front. But if you expect me to look in front and behind me, that is way too much.
I'll remember that in Destiny 2 or any other game I play with you.
I
Keep
was
you in
just
the
about to
front.
say, Destiny 2 come out, he run the point.
Because if he's behind us, we're
when
dead.
I'm playing Overwatch, I play Winston. I get the frick in there. I jump straight forward and never look back.
See, I don't like that guy because of that.
I'll be grinning there if it helps.
Now, the end of, again, guys, sorry, I got to apologize to you guys, man. I run a hella late. Like, I literally came straight through the door, jumped on my cell phone, and immediately attached myself to the Wi-Fi, bro.
Well, you're technically here. Podcast has started, so, you know.
Yep.
On time.
Yep.
So,
How the
yeah.
heck did you do that anyway?
First things first. The Screen Actors Guild, also known as SAG, one of the worst acronyms.
Yeah, it's pretty bad
ever come
acronym.
out of Hollywood.
That's pretty bad.
That being said, there is an issue with them. Screen Actors Guild is basically a medium or service in which, a union, in which voice actors, some of which you know, like the ones that are in Uncharted and Life is Strange, and Horizon, probably there's at least one in Destiny. All these games that we play, turns out people who make the words, they like getting money. And as of late, we've been having a problem in which SAG has been trying to negotiate with several big companies like Activision, EA, etc. And they're not having it. The main thing, as it is residuals. Like, say, a voice actor comes in and says, works 5 days on a game that does diddly squat, doesn't sell a lot at all. They get that 5 days pay, cool. But if that game blows up, in theory, they should get an extra day's pay. So, you know, they get that extra day's pay because the game did well. It's the residual. The same way, you know, everything else works in most other industries. Except for voice actors have never really gotten that, not at least within the video game industry.
Well, but then again, do actors don't only if you're the big actor, only if you're like Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, you know, the real big ones, Denzel Washington. Only if you're these guys, you're going to get something that says, "Hey, if it sells this good, you get a cut of that." Like only if you're the big guys, like some little Joe Schmo actor, they ain't getting that either.
Do get residuals as well. Even the smaller actors do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on the union and your contract and all these other things.
Yeah, obviously.
Now, I don't know if any of you guys ever dealt in the music realm. You know, that's how the whole name Cartier came up to be in the first place. I was, for those that did not know, I used to do R&B back in the day, so I did. And so, how I used to get my money is basically it's like everybody was still get paid. But it's a certain percentage, like in doing this as well. But how I used to get paid, which I don't know if this is how the voice actor get paid, but I also got paid by my song itself. I got a good portion of my song, plus whenever my song got played, sold, wherever my image was used in something, then I also got paid for that as well. So I never went without a paycheck when it came down doing something like that.
Well, it's basically the same thing. Keep in mind, my numbers are going to be completely hypothetical and a little bit off, but like, say they sell 1.5 million, and that's not, as it is standards right now, not amazing. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing. And they don't get anything. But like, say they go over 1.5 million, they would be expected to get a certain amount of pay past that. So basically, you did your job and you made it work up to a certain point. But if it does well, then you get a little bonus, effectively.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I would say any big business.
Exponential growth is not constantly like, if a game like Call of Duty is projected to only sell so much and it sells double that, you're not going to get double your paycheck. That's not going to happen.
Well, no, but I mean, I can see why they're trying to hold back, because any big business, they're always out for the money, and that's just that's a fact. If they're paying them not what they deserve already, that they know that they're gonna have to pay a lot more, every time they're doing voice acting.
Because I believe that SAG is where it starts, the voice acting guild.
Yeah.
Because as it is, like, programmers and a lot of the people within the company don't get residuals either.
I mean, are they using SAG kind of like a union? Almost? Like they're using SAG like it was a union.
Game developer union.
Yeah,
where programmers and artists and everything else can be a part of a union as it is.
Yeah, okay.
And to be honest, I think that they should unionize, because it would make things a lot better. Because as it is, game developers, the people actually making the games, are treated like shit. Crunch is a horrible thing.
Yeah.
To the point where people stop seeing their families for like weeks on ends. Because they're basically sleeping at work.
And see, that's where, say it's I'm trying to be as direct with this as possible. Again, there's more problems in the gaming community outside of just getting paid. I've been saying this for years. I've been a protester of this for years, and that's why I really love that we have this, have this stage, this platform that we have now as Plyr 2 to bring up issues like this, because this affects us directly. Because this is where I'm going with this. This like we let the gaming company creep their way into our pockets with the DLC. We did not have that when games first came out. When games was new to the world and everybody was starting to get adapted to it. Now that not only do we have to worry about pay DLC, and I don't know if people catching on to this lately, this latest trend. What's the word I'm looking for? Maybe Doug, you might be giving the word for it. But basically, where now certain games, if you're not connected to the internet source or you don't have a PlayStation membership, you cannot even play the games.
Always online.
Thank you. A lot of people ain't catching on to that. A lot of these games that are coming out nowadays are demanding that not only you have a PlayStation membership, but also demand that you have internet access. For a single parent household with more than one child, that's impossible, depending on what kind of job you got. So you buying now you just sit up here and spend $300 on a console and $60 on a game. And if you got 2 kids, you just spend another $60 on a controller. Now you tell me I got to go out and drop a $200 or $300 deposit, get some internet on, and whatever else case may be.
I mean, that's unfortunately how it's going to be. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse, if anything.
I'm going to sound like an ass, but I believe that we are getting a pretty good deal overall. A lot of video game developers, especially when it comes to things like Destiny or these bigger games, they're going to have to make their money back on things like DLC and other smaller things like in-game microtransactions and everything else. Yeah. Because $60, as it is, we're paying a pretty good price considering how much it costs to actually make these really good, amazing games.
That's
yes,
true.
There are games that are definitely not worth $60, flat out.
Hey, Bungie has 700 employees, so that's a lot of people to pay.
Yeah.
Now,
you take a game like any game made by the Bethesda, in my personal opinion, doesn't mean I want to pay this, is worth more than $60.
Okay, but see, that's not where I'm getting at. I'm perfectly fine with video game cost $60. I'm not fine with the DLC, but again, I know they help make extra content and help pay people throughout the years keeping these great game creators together, so they don't have to be venturing out trying to find other jobs.
Yeah.
Have with it is the games that are demanding that you have to be always connected online to play or to access the game that you'll spend money on. That's where I had a
usually
problem.
those games have a predominantly online feature. Like
And there's a
Overwatch
reason. Like
is
Destiny,
always online because without online, there's
that's
no
the whole
Overwatch.
game. Yeah, I mean that's the whole game, player versus player.
Well, I will
I mean,
agree,
yeah,
I do think
I
that
can
Destiny
understand.
could have a single player offline mode. It would take extra work and extra time, which they do not feel is worth the extra effort. It is easier just to have the entire thing be online.
I don't think like a game like Destiny, I think is good always online because it is a social game.
Yeah.
A game like Destiny, Division. Well, no, hold up, I'll take that back. Games like Destiny, because it's literally only a certain amount of games that's like that that I can feel like justify us saying, you know what? Yeah, we need to keep this online all the time. Now that and World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy,
RPGs, MMOs.
Well, MMOs have to be online.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Now,
if Fearless were to try to play Stormblood by himself, not saying I don't have faith in you, Fearless, but there are certain things built for multiple people. You gonna get wrecked.
Yeah.
But see, games that have, I wouldn't even say games that have generated loot, because as I did recently seen, I was going through the internet thing. I moved to my new house, and I wait for my router to get shipped to me, and so I did. I ended up having to venture off because a lot of my games I have to play online. Like I can't play them no other way other than online, and so I ended up playing. That's how I got into Borderlands 2. Borderlands was a big influence on Destiny. Am I right?
Yeah, probably had a little bit.
There's a lot more influence from. I'd say it's more of an evolution because by that same token, you could say a game like Diablo was a big influence on Borderlands.
Yeah,
which it was.
I think Diablo. I mean, it's more like Destiny with drops and stuff.
Like as far as from my limited knowledge, Diablo is the quintessential, at least, token boy when it comes to loot.
Yeah, that's true.
You smackerdoodle a thing, you get stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But Diablo, you actually get stuff when you beat good things, unlike Destiny.
Right here, Ducky and Matt, where I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from with this. Both Borderlands and Diablo can be played offline.
Actually, I'm going to stop you right there. For like the first year almost, Diablo 3 could not be played offline.
Yeah, sure
but it got
I was going to say Diablo usually is online, but I
had
don't
to
know.
do extra work for it.
Okay. And I mean, they must have been making a lot of money, I mean, Diablo, that's Blizzard, right? So they got a lot of money.
The main reason that it was always online was because of DRM.
Yeah.
Now, again, it's on certain games like that I say, you know what, justify their self of being connected online all the time. Now, here goes my problem. 2K.
That's always online too?
The main aspect of a lot of people when they play up to date 2K4 is for their My Career mode. You cannot access your My Career. Well, you can access. Let me rephrase it. You can play your My Career mode, right? But you cannot edit. You cannot edit your guy. I mean, you can't change how he look. You cannot. Add a jump shot to him, which is crazy because who play basketball with a generic jump shot? You can't. You can't add a without.
Stop you right there for half a second, Cartier. A wild
Welcome
cool
to the party
has appeared.
Yo.
Just going to introduce to everyone watching. We now have a Cool Kids. Say hello.
Back
cool
from
kids.
the grocery store.
Beans and cheese and potato cream.
All right,
there you go. That's what he got. See, that's the list.
For interrupting you. You may continue.
Thank you, Becky. How you doing, Cool Kid?
Good.
Well, the point I was making, Cool Kid, you came in kind of late. I'm talking about just why do a game come? Because we still on the topic of the strike that's going on in gaming community versus for people that want voice act. I understand that. But that is a bigger problem when it comes down to
Cartier, you might consider getting a little closer to your router.
Because you're
Second. I get myself ready.
I'll hear something about being ready.
That's all I heard is ready.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it either.
Oh, I heard.
Can y'all hear me now?
I can't hear you, kind of. Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you
Hope so.
some more. Better.
Hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yep. Can you hear me now?
Is this a Sprint commercial?
No, but we are happily take a sponsorship.
Oh yeah,
Every
sure,
1%
sure.
back, you get 10% back on your Sprint bill.
Station. What I'm saying is that as gamers, I feel like we are getting overlooked when it comes down to what we want as gamers. But as long as we've been having them telling us what we want instead of them listen to what we want.
Yeah.
You know, now, like I said, I'm not sitting up here saying that all this gonna get changed overnight. What I'm saying is something need to happen because it's gonna become a problem later on down the line. I'm being honest with you.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna stop you right there, Cartier. 2K. I apologize for interrupting. 2K. I have no excuse for that. That is complete BS. That is weird as hell. That's 2K. For the most part, it costs these companies money to make these games always online. That costs them server space and everything else. If they can make it easily offline, it would be cheaper in the long run. The reason that they generally make it online is either it's doing a service to the customer or doing a service to them. And if it is doing a service to them, then it's because of DRM, meaning that they don't want their game pirated. So that if you have to always be online, you have to always have online checks. That means there's going to be less illegal activity going on within your game.
True.
Or being online, like for instance, there are some games which use the always online advantage that they can use cloud computing to make their AI better. Like I believe Destiny does that as well.
Destiny does do that, yeah.
So I'm not saying always online is always good. Some games don't need it. Like if I want to play basketball by my goddamn self, that should just be a thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I got none for 2K, no idea. But now, for everyone else, there's generally a reason.
Here goes the thing. Here goes the question I also have for you, Dougie. Now, because you are the Overwatch master of this group right now, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna take that.
Just recently,
I was gonna go with
break it up really bad.
I was gonna go with Overwatch.
Cartier, do you perhaps have a way to get your computer, or we can just talk about something real quick while you fix that? Because unfortunately,
let me work on that right now. Yeah, let me work on that.
So
hey, cool kids. Since you just joined in, what do you think about the SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, and how they treat the actors and stuff? Since you hadn't said nothing about that.
Do you need a quick 15-second rundown of what SAG is?
No, I know what it's the SAG Awards are. I mean, it's like any kind of award show.
No, we're not talking about the awards.
No, not the awards.
We're talking about the Screen Actors strike. As it
is. The strike. Okay,
well,
Matt
several
threw in
game
awards.
companies.
Well, Matt threw in awards without noticing it, so I was like, okay, now we're talking about awards. Okay. Well, any strike of any kind of immense strike is like you hope it doesn't affect like whatever kind of game or movie or whatever.
Well, it's a big list.
Yeah, so like for instance, when it was the Writers Guild strike in general for like all your favorite TV shows, all of us were like, no, I hope Game of Thrones is not affected because that means I won't be able to know if Sasha will kill Jon, and then you go, is Jon gonna live? I don't know because the writer's strike is going on. Oh, it's
I think my biggest worry is I don't know if you remember in the early 2000s there was a massive writer's strike, and that was the same time that we got things like Survivor. The Bachelor, America's Got Talent, or whatever the heck you call it. And I'm not saying I hate reality shows, but that's exactly what I'm saying.
The only reality shows that I watch are cooking shows.
And those are
I watch
all
competitive
hell, so
cooking shows. They are. But yeah, I like cooking, so I do watch those.
I like food in general. I'm mostly watching just look at food.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter who's in front of the food. I mean, I will admit I do watch what's it called? The Cutthroat Kitchen with Alton Brown, but that's only because I love Alton Brown.
Yeah, oh God, don't say that. Oh my God, let's not. I don't like that guy, honestly, but
He's an asshole. I'll admit that.
it's not that
But
he's
I
an
do like
asshole.
him.
I just
It's
don't
just
like. I never liked his shows like early on when he did his cooking show. His cooking
When he
shows weren't
always-
even about cooking.
Yeah, it was
He would
about
tell you all this
showing
crazy
about- let me tell you
bullshit,
all
like
this stuff about
history
how to
of cooking. I
measure
don't fucking care. I'll
cooking.
cook some
But
cake.
that's my favorite
John
thing
Timmons
about food.
was the first guy to cook
I
chicken
assume you're talking
in
about Good Eats, right?
1855.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I
I
love
am.
Good Eats, where they
I
talk,
don't like
when
that
they
show.
talk about the
watched that
science
show,
and the
he would
history
talk
and
about
everything else
stuff
that
that I didn't
made
care
food what it
Yeah.
is. And where
And
it
he's,
came
I
from.
don't know.
Like
I
I
never
don't want to
liked him
know
that
when
much.
the first pot was made. You know why? Because how is that going to save my life? Is a pot going to
And
save
and
my
you know
life?
what? He's
No.
not even a chef like most of those guys either. He's just like a he's a TV
host.
producer.
Yeah, when he first started, he didn't know very much about cooking at all.
No, he didn't. I know.
No.
So it's not like he's not like Bobby Flay or like
Exactly.
Mario Batali or some of these motherfuckers that are on there that
and
are
anyways, when he had
cooking
good eats,
for real.
when he had good eats, you would see him rarely cook like something. You go, well,
Yeah,
I already
he
know how to
wouldn't.
cook that.
And
I know how to cook
look,
that.
I've tried some of his recipes, and sometimes they're so overcomplicated for stuff you don't have to do that crazy stuff. Have you ever tried his recipes? They are like
He made a
overcomplicated
coconut
sometimes.
pie one time,
I
and I
think the
tried
only
making
one
it,
that
and it was
I ever
overcomplicated.
tried was like a biscuit recipe.
Yeah, see, well,
I'm
biscuits
more like
probably
him
pretty
for
simple.
his
But still.
personality, not so much for his cooking.
Well, come on, though, dog. Come on, that's what you watch a cooking show for, to cook it.
Yes, I watched a cooking show with other people cooking the food.
I mean, he does have a personality. I can give him that. He does have a good personality. He's a good host. But like as a cook and stuff, like I have never once like seen his show and be like, look at a recipe he made and be like, damn, I really want that.
I've never seen him say, I want to be on Iron
But
Chef
other
myself
cooking
as a
shows,
chef. Okay.
almost every other one, there's been times when I've, actually said, oh, that's great. That looks awesome. I want to make that.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, that
Like
sounds
I
interesting.
know
I like some of that.
one of the people who's oftentimes on random cooking shows, Majumdar, I believe is his name.
I think we went on kind of
Simon
a tangent of
Majumdar.
cooking shows here.
Sorry,
but...
you start talking about food, I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
also,
me too.
Person within the comments, I appreciate your patronage. If you could lower your language just a hair.
Awesome.
I'm glad I can't see the comments.
It's just F you. It's pretty simple.
Awesome. He's a dedicated viewer. He can watch the whole time and comment as much as he wants. He's awesome.
Oh, messages got deleted.
Stay sexy. Oh.
I'll put him in timeout.
Put him in timeout. Oh,
No,
put him in the corner and put the little dunce cap on him. Let him
It's
sit
called
for a
the
little bit.
boo-boo corner. The boo-boo corner. All are going with this name that I've called it, boo-boo corner. Because that sounds simple and sexy. Boo-boo corner.
That's awesome.
All right, well, I'm going to try to pull the reins on this nonsense. Next, since we can't get Cartier back, does anyone have anything else? Like, in general, do we all believe that just everyone within the games industry probably deserves a little more money?
Definitely, because these big publishers are making hundreds of millions of dollars on these big titles sometimes.
Like the
crazy amounts
top
of money.
EA, I don't believe needs a single cent more.
No,
like the people actually
exactly.
making the games, I do believe that they could use a little.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not saying that voice actors don't deserve it more or less than a programmer or anything else, but people who are actually making the gameplay, like making everything that I love, I want them to get something so that they can afford to stay in the industry and keep eating.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I mean, you because you got like Activision where they're worth like last I checked was like $10+ billion in a company or more, and you got Bungie.
Yeah, I don't think they're. I don't know if they're worth that much.
I don't know.
But the way that a lot of employees gets treated, it just seems like almost abusive.
You got like all the game developers where it's
like when you tell someone that, hey, you needed to do 2 years worth of work in 6 months. Go.
Yeah. How's on that, guys? Everybody hear me?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Go ahead and put the laptop. The question I have for you, Ducky, the question I have for you, Ducky, is, man, since you're the person that plays Overwatch a hell of a lot, and you know the game through in and out, my question is to you is, what justification does Overwatch have, the people that may Overwatch have of not allowing that game to be an offline game because of this reason right here? Keep in mind that their competitor, which is someone that's in the shooting realm, Call of Duty allows you to play their game offline, their whole entire game offline.
Well, you can't play the multiplayer offline because it's online.
Yeah, that would suck. I mean, unless you could play against bots, but that would suck.
That would
suck.
But see, that would solve so many problems of people playing Overwatch that when you join a live, they like they don't know what to do, including myself, to be able to play the game offline or just play. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, somebody. I'm speaking of hypothetical right now. Say for instance, somebody get Overwatch, okay, and they have yet to understand and find out how great it is to play online with others, okay. So they spent maybe 3 months playing offline, and they finally get online. And they get online, they actually good. You know what I'm saying? They get a chance to play with other people.
Well, you can play Overwatch against bots. They have bot modes. You can even set up a custom game if you want to play against 6 Lucios by yourself. You can totally do that. In fact, I do that to try to train sometimes with my aim.
Okay. So I did not know that.
Now, you can't do this offline because the entire game's online, and it's just simply easier for them. I will admit it would be nice to have an offline mode, but overall, it's just easier for them to have the entire thing be online. Because the game is primarily online. Without an online community,
Duck, if you went into a private match by yourself, you could like scout the map, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
so that's kind of like
private match. Turn off all the time limits, and just walk around the entire map and look at every
figure out stuff.
Yeah. The question I have to all of y'all then, do y'all think that the reason why this trend is picking up so much now is because a lot of these games, the upcoming games, is becoming open worlds like crazy? Like we're getting more open world games than we ever have yet.
I think it's more the fact that a lot of the technology that we're using is being more dependent on online and the interaction between a community.
Yeah, they notice games with communities, they last a lot longer.
Yeah.
And you can make a lot more money with microtransactions in the long run. You know, instead of just selling a copy of the game, now you can extend that a couple of years while you're making another game.
And that's why
with the microtransactions.
And that's why a game like Destiny can do so well, because it has that single player, multiplayer, co-op. If there's a thing you want to do in a game, as long as it involves shooting something in the face, Destiny has something for you.
Yeah.
Now, do y'all think the game don't always stay at $60, or you think eventually they don't climb higher?
They're gonna go higher.
I think
they're gonna go higher.
Of course they are. That's inflation. That has nothing to do with the games. That has nothing to do with the games. That's inflation.
And what I'm saying
That's money.
Eventually, I do believe that it will go above $60. But as it is right now, they do not want to do that. The main thing that they're focusing on, like especially with a game like Overwatch on PC it's cheaper, but at least on console it's still $60. But they make all their money
cheap, $30.
But they keep making maps and they keep making characters and they keep doing all this stuff. But they can do that because they have in-game loot boxes, which they can just keep getting money off of over and over.
Now, hey, hold on, let me
give you an example.
Okay,
with Iron Man movies, like when we first saw the first Iron Man movie, it was like all like props and stuff they had to use. So it was like, okay, we got to go cheap so we can make a great movie. Now, over time, we all notice, oh, wait a minute, they're not using props. They're using CGI, all this stuff. It's more expensive.
Well, so practical effects usually are more expensive than CGI. Yeah. ILM has got that stuff on lock.
True. But if you compare that to video games, at the beginning, it was like, all right, now we got to use like this expensive stuff, but we can give it at a good deal. But now that time has increased, we got all this good stuff now. So now we got to make it a little bit more expensive to get some money back. Because if we give a cheap price, we're like, yo, we're going to go broke if we keep doing this. Because we got to go expensive on these games.
Okay. I think you are onto something. It is the fact of as the technology gets better, it does get cheaper.
Well, okay, but here's the thing, though.
The end of the technology does also get more expensive.
Okay, y'all are saying there has to be microtransactions and stuff, and I think that's kind of like that's not really true.
I'm just saying
it's not true because PC games, Doug, for years, I'm talking about 10 years plus. If you bought a PC game that was online, guess what? It was free. You didn't have to pay a fee.
I totally, yeah.
And they updated it all the time. Like Valve still updates Team Fortress and all them games still does it.
About the online.
They don't charge anybody anything. So you know you don't have to charge people.
If someone's going to sell you a $60 game, but they really want $80, offering something like cosmetic skins or a fancy gun or whatever it is.
Hey, but I think more people need to adopt. more people need to adopt Valve's policy, because look, Valve will do a game and then they will add stuff where you can make custom things, and it's kind of like a trading system to where you can make all this currency in game, and you can just, you know what I mean? It's like it works better, and you don't have to spend nothing if you don't want to.
That's why I give.
That's the thing I'm talking about. I'm not talking about something like mandatory. Like take for instance Destiny with their whatever the heck that freaking currency is.
Whatever that's
the silver dust.
You can buy sparrows, you can buy emotes. All of these things are optional. This is for people who have disposable income to make it so that they can make more money.
Now that's why
I would as long as it is something that either doesn't affect the way I play or something
either way,
I can get
it doesn't affect you.
If people want to pay for boosters, if people want to pay for cosmetics, and I still get to have a $60 game, I'm okay with it. That being said, they could just charge $70, $80 for a game that has everything that you want. Then you don't have microtransactions.
That's why I give.
Nintendo doesn't do you like that though too. Nintendo.
That's where I give Overwatch.
That being said, Nintendo is starting to dip their toe in. I don't know if
a little. The DLC on Zelda was what, $20 for 2 DLCs?
Yeah, $20.
Come on now, that ain't a lot. And Nintendo's actually giving you a fairer price than most companies on DLC.
Because Nintendo is
going to see what they can get away with first.
You know, let me tell you why. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm a true Nintendo fanboy. The reason why Nintendo doing that like that is because Nintendo is family first.
That's true. They are.
They know that incomes in most family households is not to the point where they can just say, well, hey, we need that 60 for the DLC.
I mean, you're right. I mean, because Nintendo's consoles are a lot cheaper from the start, from the get-go, always.
Not always.
And well, $300
was hella expensive at first.
Well, okay, most of the time they are.
Vast majority of the time, but I had to call out that 3DS. I bought that thing new. It was.
I did too, but didn't they give you like 6 games free afterwards? Because remember that?
Afterwards.
Yes. Okay. See, they made it up. They made it up for you. They still gave you 6 games free because they said, "Oh, we priced it too high."
That was it.
Look at that. They made it up to you. Still, even if they're still family first, they still gave you that shit.
So it's like, I still have the cart for.
Yeah, so I mean, you're right. I mean, they do think about that more than other companies. Sony's thinking about Sony and Microsoft think about let's build the most powerful system. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it costs $500 because that's what people want in our systems.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think when it comes down to consoles with me, I had this like mind frame. PS4 is going to the club on a Saturday night. Xbox 360 to me is
lazy Sunday.
Is going on a road trip with your homeboys.
Lazy Sunday. That's being
and Nintendo is going to church on Sunday and you have to wait on payday for Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about these consoles.
Okay, so
now,
yours is
but I don't know. Nintendo's a little more fun than church. I mean, just saying. A lot more fun.
My version is Nintendo is like Monday through like Friday is like family time. You come home.
Right. That's what I said by church. That's what I meant by church. Community.
Community. No doubt. Okay.
I'll give it to you.
But Nintendo's bad. Nintendo's bad with community, honestly.
Yeah.
You ain't getting together with your friends and having a chat in Nintendo console.
I mean, how many people here saying I got on a Nintendo game and I?
It's because they're so protective, like Cartier said about family. They're so protective that they don't want your kid to get on that thing and talk to a bunch of people, pedophiles.
Right.
So
that's why you see
Say
PlayStation.
that Nintendo is like Christmas. You come home to family, you get some good vibes.
That's true. That's true. That's a good analogy.
And then Microsoft and PlayStation are more like going to Disneyland or going to Universal. It's hella expensive, but
and fun.
See, that's what it is.
Right. That's true.
Nintendo is Christmas, Thanksgiving, pretty much those main big holidays. And Xbox and PlayStation is like, it's summertime, let's go crazy.
Halloween night, Halloween parties, stuff like that. New Year's, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Nintendo's like, yo, just come to us to Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. We good, bro.
Right.
That's the best time.
All right. So what you're saying is Nintendo's like grandma. Just come give her a kiss every once in a while and she'll be okay.
Right.
Don't forget grandma. She'll get mad.
Grandma loves you. All right, boys. Bottom line. Gaming companies are at heart companies. and they're going to protect the bottom line regardless of what you think. I mean, think about this. I just dropped $90 on Destiny 2 and the DLC that won't even be out until the end of the freaking year.
Yeah, but you saved 10 that way.
Yeah.
Because you know DLC is going to be 20.
Because if you buy it separate, already I looked on games. I think it's like almost between $20 to $30 for that DLC. So you save $10 right there.
You saved at least 10, 15, maybe.
10, 15 max.
Regardless of what I say, this is the point I'm trying to make. They're protecting their bottom line first and foremost. These gaming execs and stuff, they make hundreds of millions of dollars off this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But do you think they're living within their means? They're living far in excess of what we ourselves as normal people are living.
Hey, but that's their fault. If they're living over their means. If they're living over their means at that point, then they're dumbass.
I think we need to start treating these gaming companies. I get where the feel is coming from. I think we need to start treating these gaming companies like a report card at the end of the school year. That if they're not doing their job during the quarter or whatever game they've released, then when they call it trying to release another one, I think they should not be able to have a pre-order status. I don't think they should be allowed to have pre-order status. Like, say for instance, the last Far Cry game. A lot of people did not care for that Far Cry game.
Nope.
A lot of people did not care for it. So this with Far Cry 5, or is it 6? I lost my count. Was it 5 or 6?
6. I think it's
6. It's 6.
No,
Okay.
it's 5. No, it's 5, isn't it?
It's 5.
I thought it was 6.
I got 4. I got Far Cry 4.
Okay.
But I didn't get those other ones. They had like Far Cry Dinosaurs or some shit. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And nobody knows how they like or something like that. But
I don't know what it was.
But my point is this: when you release a bomb ass game, you should not be allowed to ask when you get ready to come out with a sequel. You should not be allowed to ask for a pre-order. That should be. You should not be allowed
to get too political with this.
Okay, go ahead, Ducky.
And I apologize for cutting you off, but
I know you perfectly fine. No, you perfectly fine.
And my opinion might not gel with everyone else as much. If a company wants to make money, in my opinion, is within their right to do everything that they can to make as much money as possible within reasonable means, like not being abusive and paying people. You need to make sure that people get paid. That being said, it is within my right to never buy a goddamn game from them. Take, for instance,
it is.
You take Sega, who was like, all right, we're going to make a shitty Sonic game. I bought it. They're going to make another shitty Sonic game. I bought it. Third one, I haven't bought a Sonic game since.
I mean, you know, you gotta comb through Sonic and Sega, though. You know, like I'm careful with Sega. There is some good Sonic stuff comes out. Like there was some 3DS Sonics that were good.
You'll take, 2D, for instance, really the reception to the new Assassin's Creed game. They took like 2 or 3 years off because their sales were down and whatever. Yeah. And then they showed basically what looks pretty much like another Assassin's Creed game, and the entire community just went
same thing.
You made Assassin's Creed again. Good jib.
Well, they figured if they left a couple years off, they'd be like, well, if we make the same thing again after a couple years, people will want to play it again. They'll want to get back.
Are you interested in playing that game?
No. Well, but I don't like Assassin's Creed games, so I'm not someone to talk to.
To deal with a problem like this, where a company's making a shitty game, if they have made shitty game after shitty game, and you've been playing the shitty games after shitty games, then it's on you for buying those games. You don't.
That's true.
You don't have
to. Right. That's true, because that's the only way. That's the only way you're really going to show a company that you shouldn't have made this game. Don't buy it. If no one buys it and they don't make no money,
because of restrictions and rules and everything else on these companies, just going to make them try to find a way around it.
Well, yeah. I don't think there should be rules on it. But
you know who's going to suffer from that? Us, the gamers.
Well, but what if now they doing it now? They doing it now. But how about this? And we can if they don't have that practice, we need to have something like you said protecting us. How about this? If games gonna come with a pre-order, and it'll come with a $60 game price, game tag. Then also the DLC is gonna come with like at least more than $30 of value. Then how about at least having a demo that lasts more than goddamn 10 minutes?
I would like a demo, or the fact of I wish that console gaming would be a lot more like, especially digital. I wish it would be a lot more like PC gaming, like with Steam, where you can get a refund if you've paid. Absolutely. If you've only played like an hour of the game. Yeah. Now, if the game is only like an hour and a half, then I believe like basically if you play what the game considers 10% of the game and you're gonna keep playing, then yes, that is now your game. But if I
Yeah,
play
well,
a game
I'm
that
in the
I
middle of
just
broadcast.
perfectly hate, that I was misinformed, by the way, chances are, in the age of the internet, if you buy a game that you
Well,
don't
ask
like,
Granny to do it.
then you didn't do your research, and that's still kind of on you. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a stickler with that.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
if
I kind of research my games.
$60
Yeah,
on something, I'm making
I
sure
do.
that $60 is worth it. On occasion,
That's
I'll
true.
see a game that's like $15 on, so I'm like, oh hey, I heard good things about that, and I'll just buy it on a whim. That's fine, it's $15. But
Yeah.
4 times that much, I'm gonna pay
Big
attention.
difference. Yeah.
But it goes back to my original point. There should always be checks and balances in place to make sure that neither the gaming company or us get screwed in the end. Because I'm not going to say they don't deserve to live in excess of what we have, because a lot of them work hard.
Sure.
But a lot of these companies have gotten lazy. They've gotten complacent.
Oh yes.
They've got
Oh,
decadent,
definitely.
and they got
That's
no
true.
competition. They don't try anymore, and you can see it in the product.
Well, that's EA.
And
Video
again,
games and stuff.
Yeah, and 2K.
That is
2K
still
and 2K.
partially
And
on
sports games are
us.
kind of just going flat because of that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna bring,
And-
for instance, the Wii did amazing for Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
with their amazing chutzpah and everything else, they came out with the Wii U thinking, we got this shit. Put a U on it, it'll be amazing. And guess what happened?
Oh yeah.
Their hubris got to them.
Yeah,
have
but
no
they
games, they had no third-party support. If
they
you do-
fucked
if
up
you
where
don't-
they didn't even advertise it though.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Is it just a fucking attachment for the Wii?" Well, I don't want that.
I'm just saying,
$350.
if you don't make a good product and you don't sell your product well, it is
Yeah.
not going to sell.
Hey, do you know that the Wii U has the top-rated games? If you look at all their games and the ratings on them, that their ratings are higher than both Xbox and PlayStation. Way
Oh yeah,
above.
Nintendo makes great games. Problem is
Yeah.
that it's only Nintendo games on the console.
But
That
can
is,
we?
that's true.
But can we
They
all
also
agree?
had one of the highest attach rates for first-party games.
But
Well,
can we
they're
all agree
almost
on this
100%
right
on
here,
that.
guys?
Yeah.
Can we all agree on this? That it feel like back to what Phil's point is. It feel like to me that the gaming companies, in which I want to get back to the topic at hand. We kind of got off track a little bit.
Oh, we're off topic and way over time at this point. I've given up. I didn't want to
Crash, we need to get to Crash.
try to
Bring us back in.
derail
I
it or
feel you.
anything. I figured if this is gonna go, let it go.
Okay. I feel like that these gaming companies have lost their balls. I hate to be as abrupt like that, but I got to. I feel like they lost their balls where they don't want to be chancy no more. They want to be chancy when it comes down to a price tag, but they don't want to be chancy when it comes down to originality. The last couple of games that have been original, that have been released, and I can call them out right now: Destiny, Overwatch, Until Dawn. What a game?
Overwatch is debatable though. It's just like another
Overwatch
shooter.
is 50-50.
Overwatch
It's just
is
a
very
shooting
similar
game.
to a game
It's
like
like-
Team Fortress.
All right.
It's
Team
the evolution of
Fortress.
Team
Yep,
Fortress.
Team Fortress.
Let's
Yeah.
make the
Okay,
argument
not
that
to
they
say
With
that,
a
but
lot of
that's-
characters.
It did
Yeah,
bring
with a lot of-
it did
with a
bring
lot of
more-
characters
it
and
did
more
bring the
coming.
hero shooter into the fold though.
That's true. That's true.
True.
It made it more mainstream, more public. Because Team Fortress
Well,
was
yeah.
kind of a niche kind of game.
Team Fortress is definitely, but it's like it's niche, but it's like it's
Not
been in the
bad. I love
PC
Team
for a
Fortress.
long time. Like
It had
there's
been
a
around
big,
for a
there's
very long
still
time, I'm
people
just
that play
saying.
that game
I'm-
like every
Yeah.
day. It's pretty
But
crazy.
you get
dedicated
my
fans that have
I'm
but
just
you
saying,
get
as
my
it is,
point.
more
Yeah.
people talk about Overwatch than have ever really
Oh
talked
yeah.
about Team Fortress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh yeah.
it's
Definitely.
Blizzard who says,
Most
hey,
definitely.
here's this amazing Pixar-looking game. Come
Yeah.
on.
Right. But
Yeah.
do you get my? But do y'all get my point though? That
Yeah.
games do not. I'm just because a lot of y'all sleeping on this one aspect. Well, a lot of y'all forgot this one aspect. You know how we love Shadow Mordor, we love goddamn Red Dead Redemption,
Red Dead, Saints Row.
Saints Row, goddamn
Ratchet and Clank.
GTA, all that stuff.
GTA,
Y'all
yep.
do realize that one game put all them games where they are right now. One game. And that's Legend of Zelda on Nintendo 64.
Not Nintendo 64. NES.
What's the Oh, you're right. Thank you, Doug. NES. Yeah.
NES.
And that's crazy. We have not had no originality since then.
Well, for the most part, a lot of general game concepts have been in the works since pre-64. They've been expanded. Open world games have stemmed from something like Zelda. Shooters have stemmed from things like Wolfenstein and Doom. And rhythm games, honestly, I'm trying to remember what the first rhythm game was.
Dance Dance Revolution or something like that.
And you have puzzle games like Tetris. But for the most part, everything is from the beginning has been an evolution, not so much a new thing. There are newer ideas, but in the end, it's just an evolution and adding on to something.
A worthy successor to Zelda would be Skyrim. So
Yeah, I can get down with that.
Mm-hmm.
I get down with that. But it's just I don't know. I
but
don't
you're
know.
right. They get real ballsy when they want to put a price tag on something, but they don't get ballsy with the gameplay or the mechanics.
Well, to be
They
fair,
don't change up
making video games is hella expensive.
Like, can y'all
Like,
imagine?
Take, for instance, when Square Enix made Tomb Raider. That game made a boatload of money, but it didn't do very well according to Square Enix because they put boatloads of money in it.
Boatloads of money in it.
But could you imagine a game like Batman Arkham Knight being 2-player modes? Can you imagine something like that?
Didn't they have multiplayer in
I
the
think
latest
they
Arkham
did.
game?
No.
No.
Yes, they did.
No, they did not.
No,
I own that
they
game.
It was either
I
in the
have that
latest
game.
one or the one before that they had multiplayer.
I don't.
No.
It was there.
I don't.
No.
It.
Give me
I
a
had
second.
I had every last one of them.
Yeah,
I
I've had every single one of them. I don't
Yeah,
remember
me too. I don't.
I don't
Yeah,
remember multiplayer being in it.
yeah.
They
I'm
might
sorry.
have talked about it. They might have talked about it in the future. Like
Yeah, they
Batman
have.
on the
Arkham
game.
Origins multiplayer gameplay, right there. I never played
Arkham Origin.
it, but I knew it was
I
there.
had it, but I remember being on 2 players. I had
That
on
might
PlayStation
have been
3.
what? No,
Well, it wasn't
Ducky, what you're
co-op; it was
talking- no,
multiplayer,
Ducky,
as in like PvP.
Ducky, what you might have been talking about might have been because they created Arkham Origins for console and like for handheld and phone games. So that might have been for that.
No, I'm
But
talking about
Yeah.
for the console, they had a PvP multiplayer mode.
I don't
don't
remember
remember
that.
that.
I don't
Why
remember
would you
that.
want a PvP mode in an Arkham game?
That's
I
what
believe
I'm
it was
saying. I
something
don't
like
remember
where
that.
you got to play as Batman and Robin against a whole bunch of goons. One.
Oh no, you can switch
no.
out.
Oh,
You
no,
can switch out.
Yeah, you can switch out.
You
That's
can
not-
tag.
not
Yeah, that's like
multiplayer.
a
That's
tag
not
team.
multiplayer.
Yes,
You
and I'm
with one
saying-
plan. Yeah,
Do a
but you.
quick Google search and you'll see there
Yeah,
is
it's
the
not
multiplayer
multiplayer.
mode.
2 people can't play. You
Yeah,
can
2
only
people
one
can't
player.
play. One
It's one
player.
You can switch out in midway battle and
Yeah.
fight with where you can play as Robin or you can play as
Play
Batman.
Batman.
You have
Yes,
a
but you're
choice.
still playing against other people, and you're still playing with
No,
other
no.
people.
No, it's not
No,
other
no,
people.
no people.
It's just AI.
It's just
all-
AI.
It's always been
I'm
made
looking
AI.
at a video right now of it.
Yeah, and what I'm telling you, what
That's
you're looking
AI.
at, what I'm telling you, what you're looking at
Is real people.
Is hold on, listen.
not-
What you're looking at is you seeing Robin fighting by himself, and you control the Batman, and then at any point in time, you can press triangle to switch between Batman to Robin.
Mhm.
You can do that as an update. You can do that in this game as well, because
Yeah.
there'll be a fight. It'll be a couple fight scenes in the new Batman game where Robin will come in, and you could switch out.
Mhm.
You could like press triangle to switch players. You'll still be one player, but you'll be able to control 2 different people.
'Cause I don't ever remember
In fluid
them doing
motion.
multiplayer.
It'd be like in fluid motion. Like while you fighting somebody, you can still see Robin beating somebody's ass from a distance.
And then they'll show Batman kicking somebody's butt, and then all of a
Right.
sudden they have like a mid cut scene, like talking to each other. Then it's like you have the ability. Okay, now you can switch to either
And
side.
I totally agree with it, because I like, if you can do all that, then what stop y'all from letting us then have a tag? I mean,
Yeah.
having the 2-player mode in the whole
2-player
game.
mode. Because every time they came out with a Batman Arkham game,
Well, I
it was
would
only
like
a one
co-op.
player.
Once again, I'm looking at a multiplayer match right now where someone playing Batman and Robin. I'm
Well, I
not
don't
saying
know.
you're wrong. I'm just saying you're completely wrong. While there is no single-player multiplayer co-op,
Let me see something right quick. I'm gonna check this same because I had the game.
I would put it on the stream. It's in Arkham Origins. I don't know if the latest one had it. I will admit it was not in the latest one. I don't see it anywhere. But in Origins, it was in there.
So you basically saying that there was 2 players playing as Batman and Robin,
There are
and
2
everybody
people
else
playing
is
as Batman and Robin, and everyone else is playing as goons and thugs.
I don't.
Yeah,
that
so
just
it
don't
was just
sound.
like Killing Floor 2 when we played the zombies. That wasn't fun.
I've never.
The Batman
I never
Origin.
said it was fun. I'm just saying it was there.
Yeah, that just. I don't ever remember it being a 2-player.
Is hold up, I'm checking it right now. Co-op.
Well, it's not so much co-op as it is multiplayer. You're definitely working with someone else, But I wouldn't so much call it co-op. I would more call a co-op experience, and that's more in you and another person or multiple people going up against AI.
This seems almost idiotic.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, now I
Okay.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Arkham Origins
Yeah,
didn't have
yeah.
a multiplayer. Yeah, but
Yeah, I remember that game mode. That's beside the point we were talking about. But that is a multiplayer where he is actually right on that part.
Yeah,
that is multiplayer.
I knew what you were talking about. I was just simply trying to make a reference that they did do something similar.
I'm like, hold on, man, because the only thing I can remember of ever seeing another character be on the screen is when you're swapping
back and forth to play Robin, or if you were playing Nightwing or somebody, you could switch out.
I am looking at a video right now of Batman in the Batman Beyond suit and Robin swinging around.
Yeah, right. And you have Joker, you have Bane. Yeah, it's not like that. But see, the thing about that is, if you didn't play Batman and Robin, you pretty much ass and get fucked over.
Yeah,
I'm being straightforward.
I never said that it was a great design. When you're playing as Batman, obviously Batman wins.
Yeah,
because
every Batman, you don't balance Batman.
Because every person that played that multiplayer, I kid you not, probably said, "I did not play as this villain." Or
they
this
left out, because you never really
die.
get a match. Yeah, you can never really get a match online because if somebody end up picking Batman and Robin,
you screwed.
They opt out the match. They not even playing
Batman and Robin and the Thugs.
No, you got to choose.
You have to choose.
You better if you chose Batman and Robin, everybody else knew you were dead. You wanted to be Robin or Batman because it was an automatic win because they had more moves than half them other villains where it was like, hit, punch, I'm done.
The only other person that was good enough to actually take them down was Joker in that whole entire thing.
Now, see, Origins I did not play because it was the one game that in the series that wasn't made by Rocksteady, and I just completely skipped it.
That was good. I
never said it was bad or good. I just had no interest in it because it wasn't made by Rocksteady.
I would have took the boss fight against Deathstroke in that game versus what the fuck we got in the last game.
I'm trying to remember what was the last boss in the last game. I remember you fought the Red Hood.
You and your goddamn Batmobile fighting against Deathstroke in the fucking tank. You never laid hands on him at all. In Batman Origins, you fight him hand-to-hand combat.
Yep. That was kind of like the showing the beginning.
To be honest, like as much as I did enjoy the last Batman game, I barely remember the main plot. I mostly enjoyed all the side stuff.
Basically, that's another thing. Again, Betsy, corporate people, how they sat up here and lied through the whole goddamn launch of Batman Arkham Knight. They sat up here and pretty much everybody was calling they bullshit from Jump Street when they were like, "Well, the Arkham Knight, somebody I never heard of before, somebody that never been introduced in any Batman comic, all this stuff." And I feel like you could have sued the fuck out of them.
They didn't want to spoil the surprise.
Everybody mom knew they was goddamn Jason Todd.
Yes, but they didn't want to say it. That would be rude to people who don't pay attention to comics.
Well, why would you blatantly lie, saying it's somebody that you've never seen in any Batman reference of any kind?
Honestly, and then all of a sudden, I would much rather have it so I didn't know. Like if the game would have done a better. Honestly, I'm more mad at the game for not properly being like, "Hey, this is someone you've never seen before." Because the entire game, it kept basically saying, "Hey, have you figured it out? Have you figured it out yet? Have you figured it out yet?"
Yep.
Honestly, I wish the game did a better job. Like the developers did a fine job saying that you have no idea who this is. This is a new person.
You know what I'm saying? How I first knew it was when the first cutscene outside of Joker being there, the first cutscene had you looking at Jason Todd being tied up. That's when I knew, goddamn it, Arkham Knight and Jason Todd.
Like if you know the comic, because if you knew the comic book story, you knew it was where it was like, if I remember correctly, it was 6 months. That Batman kept looking for Jason Todd. He finally found him, and by the time he was getting to him, thing blew up. And he's thinking, "Oh, he dead. I done failed." And for like months, he just didn't be Batman because he was like, "I failed saving my family." And then all of a sudden, he got back into Batman, and next thing you know, this dude named Red Hood appears, and he's like, "You let me die." Who the heck is this guy talking about? I let him die.
Because Jason Todd, to me, was the best Robin, hands down.
He was the most deadliest, but also the most smartest Robin in the series.
He could have easily became Batman if that never happened.
If they let him live. Well, like, Not well, you know what I mean.
All right, before this goes on any farther, we've already pushed this long enough. I'm going to do the general sign-off to make sure everyone's paying attention. My name has been duckmcgavin. I've been your moderator and your good friend today. I'm going to do some quick promotions before we start signing off everyone else. And we're going to do this every single podcast until it comes out. But we're going to have, I believe it is the 18th or the 19th, that the Destiny beta will be starting. Destiny 2 beta.
18th
And
of
we will
July.
all be playing. If you would like to play with us in the comments, or
And die together.
If you got on pre-order though.
Yeah, if you
if you have
pre-ordered
it on
ahead
pre-order.
of time.
If you don't have it on
Pre-order.
pre-order, I believe it's the 20th to the 23rd.
Yeah, if you didn't
Yeah.
pre-order, you have to wait until the 23rd for open beta.
Well, 23rd is when it ends.
If you're on
I think.
Xbox, you got to wait till 19th even to start the
I
beta.
thought it was the 23rd. Oh, it's the 23rd.
Xbox one day
I
later.
think it's the 23rd is when it ends. I'm not.
And if you're
Yeah,
on
it does.
Xbox, you won't play with only like maybe a few of us because
And then for the
Yeah, no
PC
place.
beta, it starts in August. Tentative. No idea.
So I'm gonna have to check that out for sure.
Yeah. But either way, we'll be playing. If you'd like to play with us, let us know in the comments. Put your gamer tag or whatever there. We all play on PS4, just letting you know. And as far as I know, no one here plays Destiny on Xbox. Sorry.
Nope.
No.
I will try PC though.
I will try it
I'll
on
try it out.
PC, but I'm not spending another $60. They want to make it
Yeah, I'm gonna
cross-play
just
or
stick with
whatever,
I don't
then
know.
I'll happily play it. But no.
I'll stick with my console.
You have
until
gotten
I
enough of my
can't
money,
spend the
Bungie.
money.
And if I don't like this Destiny, then
I've
we're
spent
going to have
enough.
problems.
If this Destiny ends up being booty, we're gonna have some problems. I'm gonna call the cool kids army.
Because to be
We don't
honest, the main
like
reason
the
I'm
Bungie.
paying for this Destiny is because I like you motherfuckers. So, you know.
we like you too.
And I would like to play games with you, because I can't get you to play Overwatch because you suck.
Your words have never
Well,
been spoken.
if Overwatch was Destiny, Duck, it would be one thing. But you know,
Yes.
I've been playing games like Overwatch for a long time, man. I played that shit at Team Fortress 2 for like.
You've been playing games like Destiny for a long
You're
time,
right.
too.
Well, you're right. Destiny's got some kind of hook on me, man. I don't know what it is, man.
And
It's
I'm
like
not
crack.
saying you shouldn't play the
Yeah,
game you love. I'm just saying you should play Overwatch when you
Walk
boot
away
it.
from Destiny.
I mean, I do like. Hey, I like Overwatch, man. I should have bought it when it was cheap.
Because Destiny got army.
It'll be
I just didn't want to
cheaper
spend
again,
$60
don't you
yet.
worry.
Okay.
Because
Next time it's
Destiny
on
got
sale,
army.
Doug.
They'll have another free weekend sale nonsense.
I'll join in that
Okay.
adventure
Either
soon when
way.
it's on sale.
Destiny, we will be playing it. Comments, whatever. Let us know if you want to play. Hit me up on Twitter. I've been tweeting like nobody's business.
Tweet it. Tweet.
You've been tweeting like Donald Trump.
Oh damn! Don't tweet like him.
Which has been on pause due to technical issues, blah, blah, blah. Should hopefully have an episode of Player Tunes tomorrow with a back catalog of everything that just happened in all the anime.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'll get back
then,
on that,
of course,
folks.
Nintendo Bites will probably have one next weekend with whatever's going
Yep.
on. I have some small gripes about Master Mode. but that's
Splatoon
because
came
I
on.
am-
Splatoon Direct came on the other day. Did you see that?
I did not. I will have to look at that. Thanks for
Oh
letting me know.
yeah. Gotcha.
But yeah, that's us. We have been joined today by Fearless Soul.
Bow to me, peasants. It's your boy Fearless Soul, your rule. Catch me on YouTube is Fearless Soul, all one word.
Oh
It's
god.
been a pleasure having you bow to me today.
Oh
You're
god.
gonna have to find a better catchphrase because no one's ever gonna be able to hear what you're saying with people laughing over you, Fearless.
That's never not gonna ever not be funny.
I
I
can't
know.
help but laugh. I can't help but laugh.
I love his intro. I love
I
it.
just
Yeah, it's good.
I'm not
I
knocking it.
just
I'm just
laugh.
saying every time he starts spelling out his name and everything else, all you hear is Map and Cartier and everyone else laughing to hell.
It's so hard, man. I
It's
tried to
so
stop,
hard.
I
man.
know.
so
I
hard not
know.
to
I'm
laugh.
just
We know we
saying.
gotta let Fearless go last for now, but we can all get all that
That's true.
laughter out.
I can already see Fear with so many fans
We'll have-
that
we'll
have
give-
a
we'll
name
give-
tag saying "Bow to me."
We'll
peasant."
give Master
I can see it.
Fearless another try at the end of this roll call.
Right.
Let's go
There you
on
go.
to-
There you go. There you go.
I am Parker, also known as I Cartier.
Show. What's good, everybody? This your boy, I am Park, aka Cartier, aka delivering them hand like Domino Pizza. You know what I'm saying? Want to thank you all for tuning in. Also, I want to let y'all in on my schedule, what I have planned for this week. I only got one video planned for this upcoming week, and that will be this upcoming Monday. I'll be doing Final Fantasy 15 episode Prompto. As you see, I got much love and support for episode Gladiators beat my first time and everything else for the first walkthrough. I mean, first playthrough and everything.
What day?
Yeah, it was a good stream, man. You should check it out. If you didn't check it out, check the thing out.
Yeah, it was a good stream.
What day did you say you're gonna do that again?
It would be this Monday, this upcoming Monday. I'm gonna try to do something with Final Fantasy every Monday. I have not saw the time yet.
When you find a time, message me because I haven't played the DLC either yet. We should simulcast it.
Oh yes, dude, that'd be great. Y'all heard it here first, guys, on Plyr 2. That Lord Ducky and your boy I Am Parker will be doing double screenings of episode prompter. So make sure y'all tune into both of them. Also, you can also get at me on Twitter at iCardi8. I will be trying to change the name in the future to I Am Parker to match up my YouTube channel. If you ever want to get at me on PSN, type in iCardi8 on there as well. And it's been a blessing chilling with you guys, and make sure y'all tune in this Monday.
All right, now we have Map Killer, and I believe you've been playing a good chunk of Life is Strange, right? You want to promote that?
Yeah, man. I've been playing Life is Strange like a motherfucker on Map Killer FPSV on YouTube, and or on Twitch, because I got Map Killer on Twitch and Twitter. You can hit me up there. But yeah, I got Life is Strange. I got the whole game. So if you want to check it out, it's gonna be spoilers because I played the whole game. But you can
it's
it's nice.
Game.
It's good. It's like a movie. It's like a movie. Watch that thing. Sit down. It's a good story. So it's worth the watch. So yeah, definitely.
I just liked all the videos on your Twitter so I could go back and watch it later.
Yeah, man. Anytime, man. I appreciate y'all for watching, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Next we have Ski, cold as ice.
Whoa.
Crash is not talked about in this podcast, but he will be not forgotten. All right, boy, Ski.
We're not done. We got podcast extras. I just figured we're going on for an hour, so we should end it eventually.
Ski and Cold as Ice kept me on YouTube and Twitch. At Ski and Cold as Ice, holla at me.
Yeah. Thank you for keeping it short and sweet. Next, and finally, we got the cool kids.
Yo, nerds rule the world. What's up, everybody? It's the Cool Kids. Follow and subscribe to me on the YouTube, the Cool Kids 21, or hit me on Twitch as well. And follow and subscribe to me on there and watch my adventures of playing video games and nonsense, the Cool Kids 21, or hit me on Instagram, which is Mr. 22 right now. Also, since Spider-Man has been released, I decided I will make a nice, short, non-spoiler review for the re-entitled The Cool Pig Files. So, and that's probably coming like around next week because I'm kind of working out everything, so it won't be so many like big spoilers, so everybody won't go, "Oh, you had to say that."
Yeah, you spoiled that movie for me, Cool Kid.
If you need any help, Cool Kid, let me know. No. I think it froze. Well, viewers, if you can hear and or see any of this, Hangout seems to have froze for me, so I'm going to reload it. Maybe. Possibly. Uh-oh. Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess we've had some technical issues. That's probably on my end. My apologies, dear viewers. And all the links in the below for all the sign-out stuff. If I can get this going again, we'll probably just do the podcast extras in a second. Either way, gonna stop streaming. So yeah, get this figured out. Everything won't break.
Oh.
All right, we're back. Sorry, my computer decided to be a butt. And/or Google Hangouts. I'm gonna blame Google because I don't like blaming myself.
Hey, Phyllis gets one more roll call. Give it to him.
Yes.
Yep.
Also, Cool Kids are gonna need to do yours again because I cut out like halfway through. Either way, Cool Kids, sign yours off again.
Okay. Hi everyone, it's Cool Kids here. Nerds and sexy, and we rule the world. Yes. Follow me on Twitch and YouTube, the Cool Kids 21. Like, subscribe, comment, all the sexiness you got of nerds being just Also, hit me on the Instagram, Mr. 22 right now, and also the re-entitled The Cool Picks Files. I will be reviewing the Spider-Man spoiler-free, so nobody will be freaking out saying, well, now I don't want to see the movie because I've seen everything. So anybody would like to join here, please let me know. I will try and make it towards next week. I can build this up. But I will tease,
not
it
more
was a good movie.
spoilery than the trailers.
Nope. I will say this much. The movie was good, and he is perhaps the best Spider-Man because he's done a pretty darn good job. So, yeah. Stay sexy, nerds.
And Diane Parker would be a special guest on the episode.
And then finally, with complete silence among the peanut gallery, we have Master Fearless Soul.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to issue an apology for the absence of Plyr tunes for those of you still waiting on your favorite lordship to give you another episode. I've been too busy of late, so, sorry.
It has been on my end
Anyway,
as well. It might be your baby, but I've still been busy as well. So.
Anyway, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and I'm extending a special invitation to find me on PSN as Fearless Soul, all one word. I'm always looking for good friends to play with, so, if you can fill that role, feel free to contact me on PSN especially. It's been a pleasure making you bow to me.
I swear he's a nice guy. I swear.
Very nice.
And you should bow to him. You should bow to him, peasants. Just saying.
Yeah, you should bow to him.
and throw gold at his feet.
I hope that we can expand on this conversation a little bit more, but the main thing I wanted to talk about, Crash n.sane trilogy outselling every other individual IP within the UK.
Crash
like
Bandicoot.
Things like
That's crazy though.
That's crazy because it's Crash Bandicoot.
Horizon
It started
came
all
out
the
and
crazy.
was selling like hotcakes. In fact, even within third parties, like the only thing that's outselling the n.sane trilogy in the UK is Wildlands. That's the Tom Clancy game, I believe, right?
And I don't know why. Yep. And I really don't know why. Because I own that game. I literally own that game and literally have put no more than probably 16 hours into that game.
Well, I'm talking about sales, not playtime.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think a British sale chart's gonna affect the national sale chart. If you sell good in America,
is also $40
or Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
this is the amount
games for $30. That's pretty good.
Well, it's a good deal.
Sales that it's had, not so much the profits that it's made or the time played. Just simply flat out how many individual copies have been sold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I heard it was sold out over here too at Walmart. Is that true? One that sold out at GameStop and Walmart too over here.
I don't think so. It's selling out, but it should be fine now. But that being said, I wanted to talk about something that Sony has said several times, and obviously we know why they said it, but Sony has said people just aren't interested in playing old games that they've already played.
Not true. Not true at all.
I mean, now, seeing how well Crash is done, and everyone who plays it, aside from people saying it's too hard,
because
supposedly it's harder. They said it's harder.
The
main reason it's harder is the old Crash used to be, I believe, a cylindrical shape, and the new Crash is more of a square for his hitbox. So it's easier for him to hit and easier for him to slip off of ledges.
Oh, damn.
So you have to be even more accurate.
Right. Yeah. But back to your other point, when you said
that's almost a design flaw.
That Sony said that that people are not interested to playing games that they have beat before in the past. And how you explain collector edition for Call of Duty? How can you explain all the Mario sales, all the Sonic sales?
Well,
Mario doesn't remake games; they make a new one.
Yeah, they make a new
one. They never remake a Mario game.
They might
I'm sorry.
In the game,
in every Mario game, in pretty much every Mario game, you do. I can guarantee you do 3 things in every Mario game. And let me know.
But that's a platformer though. That's in any platformer. You're doing those things. Jumping.
I'm stop you right there. There are Mario games where you don't jump.
Well, not mainstream Mario games.
No, but
not mainstream Mario games. Yeah, I guess. But I mean, as far as platforming Mario games, the original Mario games, they don't remake them. There's never been a I mean, they have done remake like of 64 on 3DS. So they did a couple remakes.
Saying, but with game,
well, that was so much a remake as a re-release. They didn't really touch it up.
I mean, when you think about, I don't want to get into the technicalities of what we consider of what is a remake versus what is being replayed. But what I'm saying about being replayed versus, because I'm not saying remake, I'm saying replayed, meaning that you're still doing certain aspects that you did in previous games.
Yeah, well, I think people always want to replay games, honestly. I think it's, like, look, Nintendo's been selling the fucking Nintendo NES games for years, and they're still selling them.
Yep, they're still selling
like hotcakes. The same game. It is the same game. They've sold it 5, 6 different times in different settings on different consoles, but they've been selling them.
Oh, this is
I bought Super Mario 3 probably at least 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I got a quick question.
Never regret it.
I don't know if y'all wait, everybody. I got a quick question. Has anybody seen I know all of us know who Flo Rida is. Has anybody seen this white dude that was in a music video that wasn't officially with Flo Rida in it, but he was dancing like a crazy maniac? I don't remember his name.
I'm pretty sure you could be more vague, but I'm not sure how.
He wears
there was a white dude in a rap thing.
It was Let It Roll.
That one white dude that's ever rapped.
Let It Roll. No, the one music. It was I think it was Let It Roll or something. But you obviously could tell out of everybody, he was the main person of the music video. He was dancing and everything. He had all old school '90s clothes. But the dude is a retro guy for life. He has every NES game ever made, ever. And he always talks about every game. And I know full well that with this Crash Bandicoot remake, he probably got everything about it, posters and everything.
You talking about that game rapper guy?
It might be him because I don't remember his name. Because I remember
he raps about video games mostly. Yeah. He's a YouTube guy.
Yeah, because he always talks about all the retro stuff, and he's showing a whole room of everything retro. And I'm like, holy crap! This guy
Omega Sin.
Maybe
it might be. It may be.
Is that him?
It might be him.
Alpha Omega Sin. I used to watch him a lot. Lately.
Yeah, it might be him because I remember I saw him on it wasn't
he's
even
a very critical thinker. So I've listened to his viewpoints more than anything else.
Yeah.
Now, what I'd like to talk about, while I would much rather see new games and new ideas, I do think that we do get something from rehashing the past and seeing what was good and what worked.
I appreciate old games.
To go back because when they made the N.sane trilogy, they had to redo everything.
Yeah, which scratch. I'm not really a fan of that though. I mean, I'd rather it be the original game.
Yeah.
With a skin because it's going to play the same.
Yeah.
Which is what you want in a remake. You don't want it to be more difficult. You want it to be the same it was. You don't want to be like, hey, this is a different game. Because then it's not, you don't have that nostalgia. It's like, it needs to play right.
Okay, got some, again, Mega Man. You can't tell me about
Mega Man's great.
I played almost
the entire
X series of Mega Man.
Yeah, Mega Man's are awesome. And they're hard, usually. Pretty hard.
Yeah. They make you literally think about how should I play my next move without getting killed.
Which boss do I kill?
Should I battle this boss? He shoots electricity, so I can't just run up in there.
I would like all of us to find a game that's not like Zelda because they're gonna keep making Zeldas, obviously.
Oh yeah, forever.
Think of a game that you would like to see again that is like Crash. That's not exactly niche, but less likely to be made right now. So, Fearless, do you have any fond memories of an old game that you would like to see a remake, a reimagining, a
The Bouncer, PS2.
And I forgot that game until just now. Thank you for that. Completely forgot. Now, what did you enjoy about The Bouncer?
Basically, you had the lead character who was a little, spitfire of a guy. He was a rogue character. Then you had the ninja guy, and then you had the big powerful guy. You fight with all three of them, and it was basically like Double Dragon, but only one character got to be on screen. And they had all their little moves and superpowers or whatever. But that game left an impression on me because it was like a side scroller, but it was 3D. My favorite fight was against a villain called Jetpack.
Now, what about you, Cartier? You You said Mega Man, right? You want to expand on that?
Didn't like the X series?
In a way, yes, and in a way, no. If I had to think of a game that I like to see them bring back, they had a real impact on my childhood. I cannot remember the game when I'm not even go to that title. Even though it was a good great game, I just can't remember the name of the title. Give me a second to come back to me because I really have to probably on that one.
All right. Well, Map, do you have a game?
I mean, I got a ton of games. I mean, God, Shadowrun. Even though they have made a newer Shadowrun, but it was only on mobile. Shadowrun was a Super Nintendo
They did have a
game.
Shadowrun or a game called Shadowrun that was on 360 and I believe PS3
And
as well.
it was garbage. It was a player versus player game. It was garbage. It was not Shadowrun.
It was more within the Shadowrun universe.
Yeah, they took the name of Shadowrun and said, "Hey, we're gonna make this to a PvP game." That's not
One thing I
Shadowrun.
remember about that game is a big ass tree that healed me. That's it.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is a mobile Shadowrun. Like, some mobile company picked up the brand after Microsoft, like, fucked it with that game you're talking about. And after that, this mobile company picked it up and made it back like the original, like a top-down, like, RPG, you know, like where you could augment yourself, kind of like a Deus Ex kind of deal where you augment your body. Like, it was a great game. If they made a real deal one with the graphics nowadays, that game would be awesome. Shadowrun. Great.
All right. Cool kids. What do you think?
I mean, pretty much, I agree with what Matt said. I mean, it's all about just knowing. Like, to me, it's just all about knowing the trend. To me, it's all about like knowing trends and stuff. What people like, what people want, what makes a game the game it is. Because, for instance, like for me, I don't even know if y'all remember this game, Blasto. I don't even know if y'all played that game. Blasto. It's like he's like a space, like a.
Sounds.
I think I played down.
Like, okay, he's like a hero that lives in space, and always he fights alien creatures. I forgot what the main point of the game was because I played it so long ago.
Blasto is a third-person shooter game developed by Sony Interactive and published by Sony Computer Entertainment of America for the PlayStation in 1998.
Oh, damn.
God,
98.
you had to say the year.
98.
You are welcome.
That game was
I'm younger than Cool Kid. Damn.
Wrong. I'm younger.
I haven't referenced that old of a game yet.
Yeah, but I know when I played that game, I was like, God, this is the most coolest retro game to go back and play because it was so much fun. You got to be in space. You got to pick up like different kinds of abilities to like use, like shoot, like I think it was like heat lasers at aliens. But the way the aliens died, it was funny because you would have. But the way they made it was like a 3D aspect to where it was like you felt like you needed to make sure if you were gonna jump this platform, you need to make sure you knew how to jump it because it was like, oh, it's not that big of a jump. 2 seconds later, oh, it was big of a jump because it was like 2 platforms away. I just killed myself. Okay, all right, we're gonna not go this pathway, but it made it fun because when you battled the boss, you had to actually think, do I actually just go in there running or do I just go there with like certain abilities that I need to stop them with? Because I don't know. I might just get myself killed.
So it wasn't just some game where you run in and use some shit. You had to use some strategy.
You had to use strategy to it. And that's what made it fun for these retro games. You had to think them. You had to think them.
I mean, honestly, retro games and older games are a lot harder. They say Dark Souls is the epitome of hardness. Bullshit. I played games way harder. Ninja Gaiden, before they added continues, was way harder than Dark Souls. You had 3 lives. That shit was relentless.
Yeah,
you're dead.
The original Ninja Gaiden 2, but my God, this stuff was
ridiculous.
I mean, yeah. It's like,
one mistake, you're dead.
Yeah.
At any point.
And if you lost all 3 lives, it's like, oh, I got to start completely over. Thank you, video game.
Yeah, that's it. I know exactly. From the beginning.
Not
it's
from
like
the midway point.
You get to 5 levels in. Oh, it's the worst.
And what made it worse?
One of the hardest games I've ever played is Battletoads.
That was really hard too. Original Battletoads was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. But what was good about Battletoads, if you had multiple players.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you had 2 people, you could get through it better.
Yep.
You always had, if you had that partner, man,
played that by
the
myself.
2, you could get
How
through
good
it.
do you think I
That's
am?
what I'm saying.
Yeah, because if you died,
I figure you were getting them all by yourself, Duck. You said great.
No. I went to my friend's house to play Battletoads because my mother wouldn't let me play it.
What? Why? Because it had toads in it, and she liked animals, and they thought they were violent.
Because it was animal
Yeah.
abuse in some way.
Animal violence.
I don't like animals.
But the Battletoads whooped ass. Did you tell her Battletoads don't get their ass
Hate
whooped? Like they
that
whoop other
upset my
people's
mother.
ass.
These were toads that just said, we don't just die.
You can't mess with the Battletoads. Like damn, they ain't taking no ass whooping. They whooping ass.
We don't just get our butts kicked. We actually kick butt.
These big thugs come at them. What do? They kick them in the face.
If I'm not mistaken, every Battletoad also had a lot of cussing in it.
It was a rare
No,
game,
not
so
really.
it's
It was a
not
Super
first
Nintendo
game.
game. It
I
didn't have
remember it had
cussing.
attitude.
Yeah, it had attitude and kind of like it probably had like slang words. We're not really cussing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I
Like
didn't
slang
even
type
play
cussing.
Battletoads.
What?
It is an old game.
That's a great game.
I
Didn't they make a new Battletoads on Xbox?
No,
might-
they
no.
had Battletoads in one of their games.
It might have been like
yeah,
a,
fuck.
I believe
They're idiots.
Battletoads also might have been in Shovel Knight. I'm not super sure.
It might have
Okay,
been an updated
that's one thing I hate Microsoft
version.
for. They bought Rare and took the IPs and just put them in the ground. They're like, no,
They
we're not gonna make these
murdered
games.
Rare.
Yeah,
The
they
one
made
good-
they made Killer
They-
Instinct into garbage, and then like it's like
that's
what?
where they end. Battletoads are in Killer Instinct.
The one good thing that came from it, and I don't care
Oh,
what
is that
anyone
where it is?
says,
Okay,
I
Gotcha.
love Viva Pinata with a passion.
That was a good game.
I love
yeah,
Viva Pinata.
they made that on 3DS.
That was
Yeah.
a pretty good game.
I like
Yeah.
Now,
Katamari
Ski, do
Damacy.
you have an old game that you love? Ski's dead. Never mind. Cardi, how you doing?
Ski's dead. He's
Whoa,
gone.
whoa.
Cartier, you thought about it?
Oh,
There
he
it
said,
is.
whoa, wait a minute now. Don't leave me here.
I know I'm gonna be more later. I know I'm
Check
gonna
me
be
out,
more
check me
later.
out. Real quick.
All right.
All right.
It's a racing game that I like when I was playing on PS1.
Okay.
Was Crash Team Racing. They didn't bring that back.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
I do remember that game. I do remember that game.
My board was like, I need to be Underground 2, and I need like another racing game I need to play. So I need to bring that back. That'd be straight.
Sure.
I wouldn't be surprised they say we're gonna bring the retro games back. I knew it.
And I'll do
Listen,
mine last, Cartier. If you got yours ready.
Oh,
Well, I actually have two. The first
All right.
one. The first one
Make
is
it online too.
is what you call it. Street of Rage. I think I'm saying that correct.
Streets of Rage.
Oh,
yeah,
Streets
yeah,
of Rage. That's a good game.
And the second one that was my top favorite is was it Comic Guy, something like that? It was this action. It was an action side scroller game where you playing as this cartoonist that drew himself that got trapped into his own comic, and you it's like a side scroller beat 'em up. When you fight.
So I'm hearing the theme though. Like you love side scroller beating ups. They don't make them games anymore, man.
Right.
Like they need to make something like they should make some new side scroller
Well,
beating ups. I
technically,
think. It'd be cool.
they make the kind of games I like, and that's just open world adventure beat 'em ups, like Shadow Mortal, Middle Earth, or Arkham Knight, something like that. But I gotta look at the name of that game. It's Comic something. It was in the.
That sounds cool, man.
It was in the late 80s.
Sounds good.
It was in the late 80s when it came out. It was on Super Nintendo. It was on Super Nintendo and Sega and all that stuff.
There were so many gems on Super Nintendo that like maybe some people played and some people didn't. Like games that maybe they weren't even by big companies. People made good games for it for some reason. It was just one of them systems, and it was like video games were great back then, man.
Yeah. It was always one gem after another. They were cranking them
I'm
out
telling
every
you.
day.
Oh yeah,
It seemed
they were. They were.
But then you fast forward 15 years into the future until now, you're getting all this
Keep in
garbage.
mind,
That
video
was
games
the
were also much
original,
cheaper to make.
War. That was the original game War, Super Nintendo Genesis.
Yeah.
And they were both trying to outdo each other at every turn. So that's where that.
Well, it was make or break for not so much for Nintendo, but for Sega to
Nah,
really
for
compete
Sega
with
it
Nintendo.
was. Yeah, that's true.
Any
Well,
of y'all familiar with the origins of Final Fantasy?
yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
How it got started?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was basically a lottery ticket for.
That was the Final
Square
Fantasy.
back at the
That was
time.
their last game they're gonna make because that's why they called it Final Fantasy.
Their
Like
last
they had
game.
enough money to make one game, and that was it. And then it sold like crazy, and then that saved the company, and that was it. That's where it came from. Yeah.
So that's the kind of fighting spirit that I like game companies have. They took a huge risk and fucking won, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love Final Fantasy. Felix. Don't get me talking about Final Fantasy. I played them all.
Keep in mind, taking huge risks and breaking a company. If every company does that, we'll have even less companies.
Wait a minute.
That's true.
I'm not
That's
saying that they need to, put all the revenue on the line. I'm just saying that's the kind of fighting spirit that I respect in a gaming company. That they don't give up. They keep coming out with one title after another.
I don't need to let that fan blow off in my head. Just trying to piss because I'm hot. I'm not.
This interruption brought to you by Cartier.
Yep. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I understand you, man. I got you, man. Definitely. I mean, you're right.
Feel you and understand you.
All right, you ready for mine?
Like this laziness and complacency.
Yeah, Ducky. What is yours? What is yours?
Anyone knows mine? I'm gonna say the name.
Okay.
It's for the N64. Rocket Robot on Wheels. Whoa.
No idea. Never played it, and I played a lot of 64
This is a game developed by. Have you heard of Sucker Punch?
Yeah. I've heard
developed
of
by Sucker Punch, published
Sucker
by
Punch?
Ubisoft.
Sucker Punch made Infamous, didn't they?
Yeah.
No way.
Way back
They didn't
when.
make games. They didn't make games on 64, did they?
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know
I never
if it
knew
was
that.
their first game. Actually, I'm gonna do some wiki right here. But it was a platformer similar to like Banjo, Kazooie, or Donkey Kong 64, Mario. If you don't mind, do you mind reading the plot of this game to let you know how much drugs they must have been on?
No, read it up.
This game is colorful and fun.
Okay.
Rocket belongs to Dr. Gavin. Dr. Gavin, the architect, and
Dr. Gavin, come on, Frilly.
Gavin.
You just added that name in there, right?
No, that's his name. That is the name of the character in the game. Dr.
That's right,
Gavin.
McGavin. Okay.
Not McGavin, just regular Gavin. Rocket belongs to Dr. Gavin, the architect and owner of Whoopee World, a futuristic zoo and theme park. On the night before opening day, he goes to a party, leaving Rocket in charge of all the animals' two mascots, Whoopee the walrus and his sidekick, Jojo the raccoon. As soon as Gavin leaves, Rocket sees Jojo looking over his plans to ruin opening day and replace the park with Jojo World. Before he can do anything, Jojo knocks out Rocket with a mallet and takes the teleporter down into the park, bringing Whoopee with him. Now Rocket must rescue Whoopee, free the captured animals, find tickets and tokens and Jojo is scattered throughout the park, and catch the raccoon. And before Dr. Gavin returns, Tinker, the mechanic at the park, tells Rocket that he must retrieve all of the tickets and tokens which Jojo stole. He opens up the first level, Clowny Island, finding that all the tickets and tokens, Rocket is honored, and the park is renamed Rocket Land.
I'm sorry, Duck, but I don't want to play that fucking game, man. You just killed that.
Sorry. I didn't find out.
It was a game where you had all kinds of random vehicles. It had amazing platforming. Honestly, I'm sorry. I didn't. At the time, I've gone back and played Mario 64 quite a few times. I would hold it on par with Mario 64.
Really? Is that
never
good?
Played it. It's a really good game.
I mean, yeah, I got you. I mean, Mario 64 was great.
Like the best game
really
I could probably liken it to is a Conquer type game.
Oh my God! Hold up, I gotta take mine back. Oh my God, I forgot about this game. I was looking up the name of the game. I'll tell you about. Speaking of which, name of the game I was talking about. The name of is Comic Zone. Comic with an X.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the game I'm talking about. But I'm finna take it back to the #1 game that I played back in my childhood. Sunset Riders. Y'all never heard that?
I've heard of it. I don't remember it. Give me it.
Sunset Riders. It's a 4-player co-op game. 4 people can play at the same time, and you're the cowboys. And it's
made
a
by
side
Konami.
Look it up right quick. Look it up. Sunset Riders. I'm quite sure y'all played this game before.
I don't know. What system?
Side-scrolling run and gun video game developed
what's the system?
by Konami as a coin-operated video game on the arcade platform.
It was arcade. It was arcade and also was console too. I know it's on Super Nintendo because that's why I played it on Super Nintendo when we had it.
1990 to 1995 is when they were porting a lot of arcade cabinet games to console.
1990. You couldn't have been any more than 4 or 5 years old, Cartier.
No, 96. I mean 86, baby. I'm way older than that.
Yeah, 1990. I was just working on.
See, I'm 80, Cartier. I got you. I got you by 6, Cartier. 1980, buddy.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good game, man. Everyone in the Cowboy was in different colors, and they specialized in different weapons. Some used revolvers, other using shotguns, other using rifles and stuff like that.
Fucking tired of you, dog.
But yeah, I don't know it per se, but Rocket Robot on Wheels was Sucker Punch's first game before they were picked up by Sony.
I'm trying to see how.
Hey, do y'all know Rockstar's first game?
Nope.
Rock and Roll Racing, NES.
Yeah,
or Super NES, maybe one of them.
I think I
Rock and Roll Racing. It was a clone of RC Pro-Am, kind of. It looked like RC Pro-Am, like a top-down racing game. That was Rockstar's one of their first games they ever made. It might have been their first, or might have been their second, but it was.
Some games have been around for so long.
They have been around a long time.
Well, I know Rockstar has.
Yeah, they have.
Like I still remember playing Tony Hawk's with the old Activision logo with the eyeball and the spike.
Oh yeah, Tony Hawk. That first couple ones were good, man.
Yeah, I played the entire Tony Hawk Skater series.
Hey, click on this link, guys. I'll send it to the chat, and they'll take you directly to the video I'm talking about.
Oh,
the video game. Yeah, I'm quite sure. I'm very sure that y'all played this game. Y'all some gaming back in the day. Cause it was like, man, I'm talking about one of the best games at the time, bro. It played like Contra. It played just like that, but you played with cowboys, stuff like that.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I don't know how I played it though, honestly.
I might have seen it. Remember seeing it like maybe a few years ago, like on a TV commercial, like I think for like promoting for like a reboot or something. Might have been.
I mean, me and my brothers, my friends.
Colorful shit right there.
Yeah, me and my
it is.
Yeah, me and my brothers gonna be stayed playing
ride the bulls, ride them. He's walking on the bulls. They're running past him. He's walking on their heads. Like,
that's called using the force to maintain balance. I know, right? I will not die. I shall survive. I shall live. The bull will not kill.
Hey, but I mean, if we're doing retakes on what we picked, I'm gonna go real old school on y'all and say Leisure Suit Larry. PC game. Yes.
No.
Make a real one, and guess what? Make a real one and let Al Lowe make it, because since Al Lowe didn't make them, they were garbage. They tried to make a couple of them, and they were like mini game bullshits. They weren't Leisure Suit Larry games. Make a fucking real deal, like, because them games are coming back, man. The fucking the Telltale games. Let Telltale do it. Leisure Suit Larry, be awesome. It would be awesome. Do that one.
As long as it's not like the latest ones. Well, latest.
No, not the latest ones are horrible. They're like mini games and bullshit.
Are you talking about
have you ever played any of them?
Ones? I played like the last.
Yes. Have you ever played the adventure ones? Like the real ones. Al Lowe made. 5 was the last one he made. 5 or 6 was the last one he made. 5 or 6.
I don't.
And then they started coming out with crazy ones. That was when Sierra was still around, and that was one of the biggest,
you're talking about
the best companies.
2D ones, right?
Yes. Point and click 2D.
I never played
like the last one.
One of the 3D ones.
Well, the last one was all like, it looked like a cartoon. Like 6 was like the love for sale. That was like, it looked like a fucking cartoon. Like the whole thing. It was awesome. It was great.
Now, for those that have never seen Comic Zone, what I'm telling you about, this is the link to Comic Zone. I just want y'all to link to that. If you never heard that game.
We'll see if we get some copyright claims. No, bad. Shoo.
Fuck them copyrights. Fuck Ubisoft, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, just in general, fuck Ubisoft.
Ubisoft can be a butt.
Like way back when in 1999, Ubisoft owned Sucker Punch. That's something I didn't know.
No, oh god, no way. Does Sony own them now?
Well, Ubisoft published the Sucker Punch game of Rocket. I'm assuming they published
I think
the game.
Sony must own them.
Yeah,
because that's a second party Sony game now. The Infamous.
Sony now.
Yeah, Sony owns them now.
What?
You know what?
I
didn't notice something. Nobody said anything about Earthworm Jim. Why is it?
Because they recently really released it.
I never played it.
Within like
I played it.
I played
Earthworm Jim.
When they re-released it, I loved that game.
I have a real spotty gaming history. I spent 90% of my time outside when I was a kid, so
Yeah, I did too.
I was
like
about
Game
50-50.
But
I was about 50-50. You know, I was in
50-50.
games sometimes and
I
outside
was on
sometimes.
that Game Boy Pocket most of
Oh,
the
I'm
time.
telling you,
Game
Game
Boy
Boy
Advance.
Pocket.
Most of the
Game Boy
games that I played
Advance.
were on Game Boy.
Game Boy Advance and Game Boy.
I didn't get my first handheld console until I was 10.
I didn't get a
Right.
console probably until I was like 7. And I was like
Yeah, down about 7 or 6 when I got my first console.
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Yeah, mine was. I think mine was like
Gym,
6 or
HD
7.
for on PSN. So yeah, they did
Mhm.
do a re-release of Earthworm Jim. I
NES,
thought I played
buddy.
Up until then, I'd only played arcade games. So
Yeah. Well, man, I love arcades. Let's talk about arcades.
that. Oh yeah.
Why
One
is
of
there
my-
no fucking arcades anymore? Like
because
Japan
they're
still
not
has arcades.
profitable anymore.
Why?
'Cause that's
Okay,
Japan.
Japan still has them. Japan
That's
still has them.
I can tell you why. In
Give me
Japan,
arcade,
it became-
goddammit! I'll go to
And in
arcade
the
if you give me
places
one.
that there are
It became a
arcades,
big-
they're generally in
like,
walking
big thing.
distances.
It's
for
like the
people.
Yeah,
ultimate
but I guess that's
fan-based-
true.
And they
but
do have
man.
arcades in
Arcade.
major cities in
Sometimes
America.
it was just fun to go to an arcade, you know what I mean, and play some games. Like they
And
had
most
arcade games you
places
couldn't
that
play
are
elsewhere.
arcades are like
I'll give you the
barcades.
perfect
Like
example.
here in
Street
Florida,
Fighter was
in
a movie in the
Ybor,
80s.
they have a few barcades, which are great.
Well, yeah, like Dave and Buster's or something. Like they're all
Yeah,
right.
no, like more like
Like
smaller.
that's the only place to
smaller
play
barcades.
arcade games.
No, it's
okay.
not. And here in Raleigh, we have a place
Like a
called
mom and pop,
Boxcar
like go
that
in
has
there
so
and
many
you can
arcade
play
games.
Street
Yeah,
Fighter.
there's
and
nothing
stuff.
like that around here. There's nothing like that around here.
It's just
It also
that
depends
I'm
on where
gonna
you
tell
live.
you what
Keep in
killed.
mind,
I'm gonna tell you what
Japan
killed.
compared to America, super tiny.
What killed
Everything's
arcade
very
games?
crunched together.
That's true. You're
What
right.
killed arcade games is the fact that all these, you know what I'm saying, from Walmart, gaming companies coming out with portable game consoles you bring home.
Well, yeah, it's cheaper.
There you go.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Because an arcade game, obviously, you go out, you can spend $20 in one night just playing arcade games.
Right,
Yeah, but
You
once
get-
I got
that's-
my
that's
Nintendo,
done. You
I
can't
ain't go
play 'em
back
again.
to the arcades that much.
right.
Well, that's true because you got it at home, but still, arcade was an experience that a lot of kids nowadays ain't gonna have. It was a social experience. You go to arcade, you meet
Same
people, you play
thing.
games.
Same
You know,
thing
I
it's
don't
like-
about
remember the
movie
name
theaters.
of it.
Actually
Does
real
anyone
people right in
here
front of you.
play one of those plastic shooter games. It was a Jurassic Park game where you basically played through the first movie.
Yeah.
You got to
Same
sit in
thing.
this- you got to sit in this
Same-
big
same
old
thing.
plastic Jeep.
Right, like same thing.
Oh, I
they
remember
brought
that
out with
game.
the
Oh,
I remember that.
I remember that.
Like, I don't know if y'all
Plastic
remember-
I
Jeep,
played
remember
that game so much it took at least $100-something for me.
I don't know if y'all remember this.
Hey,
Back,
first arcade game I beat was Golden Axe, buddy.
Y'all
Yeah.
hear me?
House
I
of
don't know
Took
if
us
y'all. I
$20.
don't know if y'all remember this though, but I don't know if y'all remember this, but you know, back in the day, they was actually talking about allowing people to view certain. They started off doing like that, but they got rid of it quick. Where they was about to start allowing people, like when movies get ready to come out, like literally, like showing the theaters, that some will allow you to be that you can watch it at home instead of actually going to the movie theaters. If that would have picked up steam, it won't be no more movie theaters. I'm saying that
That's
right
true.
there.
Well, you're right. But I mean, I don't know. I think there still would be movie theaters because it's the same kind of thing as arcades to me. Going to a movie theater and having that experience is like it's different. You like I don't have a
Also, most of the
screen
movie theaters
that
around
big.
where I live have arcades
You know what I mean?
in them.
Yeah,
about
yeah, but
y'all.
they do. Little ones, but they do. But I mean, and a movie is like you can't. I mean, unless you're a fucking millionaire, you ain't got a screen that big at your house.
Exactly.
You ain't gonna be able to experience it like that. I mean, you can see it, you can watch it on your own TV, but it's not the same. It's not good. You know, you can't look at it on a screen that big. You know, and on a sound system that's real good, it's a little different. I mean, there you are paying for. You know, you're paying for that luxury of going to the movies, and I love movies. So I mean,
I don't know, you can
I'm
get
always
a-
gonna go
I
see
mean,
You
movies.
could get a
Technically,
projector and
though,
set something up in your backyard.
But technically,
Well, yeah, you could.
But technically, man, you can say the same thing about the arcade because when you play like say when you play, I've been throwing it out there. Say when you were playing Overwatch in the arcade, right?
Yeah.
Best believe that arcade system is gonna be the best version of Overwatch you ever would have played in your life. Cause we all know that when you brought a console game home, that when the arcade was still out and still making the games at the same time as releasing them for a console, the console version was
Wasn't as good.
better.
It was always a
Was
downgrade.
Yeah, was it?
It was a
Wasn't
downgrade.
good.
Street
Yeah, it was a
Fighter 2,
downgrade.
It was a major
Yeah.
downgrade.
Downgrade.
Well, yeah, because they're in an arcade game, they're spending like $1,000 just for the hardware in that bitch to make it really awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's why arcade games were kind of like were good because sometimes you had like let's say like the new Street Fighter back in the day always came out in the arcade first. And that's where you played it. You go to the arcade, get in that line, you put your quarters up there. It's like, damn, it's like that was really fun. Like going in there and playing Street Fighter and stuff.
Pokken came to cabinets first.
Yeah, that's true. It always did. Yeah.
No, I'm saying the Pokemon Tekken game. It came to cabinets.
No, it didn't, did it?
It did.
But what, just in Japan? Because we don't have fucking arcades.
Yeah, but if we did, we would get it, but we don't get nice
things. But that sucks. Yeah, that sucks, though. It's like we should still get that. Because I think there's still a market for arcades, man. I think there's enough gamers nowadays that people would like to do that. If you could go to the arcade and play a game that had better graphics than you could get at home, and it was a different game, wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
If it costs you that's what I'm saying. Arcades could still be live. They could still be in the scene if they actually like looked into that and said, "Hey, Americans like games so much. Why wouldn't they go to the arcade?"
And I'm finna be honest with you.
But you got to have original games.
You know it don't really cost that much to make your own sound. Make your own surround sound system in your house. You know that, right?
I got surround sound system in my house,
exactly.
But that's not. You don't have the same certifications as the ones in the movie theaters.
With America is the same culture we have. We also don't have a lot of internet cafes or anything else.
Yeah, I know. We don't have any of that stuff. It's like
we don't sell girls piss in a bottle either.
That being said, I'm just saying we are in a culture who predominantly just wants to stay home and never leave. We have Amazon Prime, which will deliver basically everything you've ever needed. So you never have to leave.
And that's what I'm watching right now. I plug myself in. Amazon sends some sponsorships. You know what I'm saying? I like being sponsored by Amazon.
Wow.
I'm just saying we are, as a relatively diverse and interesting culture of America, we generally don't want to interact with people any more than we have to. And going to an arcade means that people have to go out.
I don't think that's true, though. I think that's where they're trying to box us in, man.
That's what most industries see us as.
Nah, man, they're trying to box us in that little thing. They're trying to make us that, man. Can't be that. I think for the most part, Americans and most people are social because you got to have other people to be a people.
But they're social online.
I don't know, man.
My thing is about that with all this, and I don't want to get no politics. But the way the world, the way the news and everything try to feed America to make that thing is damn near suicide. You step outside your front porch. people like Duck said, people are more into the point that they want to stay indoors now.
Yeah, you know how many movie theaters got shut up? I'm afraid to go to them now.
Oh, not that many, Fearless. Come on. Movies go on every motherfucking day. Millions and millions, thousands across the country. They're going on every day, every second. And how many times, like, a couple crazy people kills people in a movie theater? You're going to take that as what happens in movie theaters? Come on.
It's like once every 5 years.
Come on, Fearless. Come on. Sure.
Yeah,
I'm lucky. I live in an area where no one cares what you do. Flat out.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But, I mean, unless you're like murdering people or something, you know.
But you know, the thing though is that I'm
looking at this Comic Zone game, Cardi, and I am thoroughly enjoying watching it.
Thank you, man. Like I said, it was a big game in my childhood.
Those are fun.
It was a big game in my childhood.
The entire time I've just been watching it.
It's really depth. Like I said, it's
a colorful Contra.
Right. It's like. It was like real. I mean, like, how can I put it? For me, I loved drawing at that time in my life, and I was real big on Dragon Ball Z. So to have a game that was based off a comic book, was the premise of a comic book character coming to life, where getting trapped inside a comic book while trying to get out and all this stuff, blew my mind.
So I take you like
Cartier. You know, there's oh yeah, it's true.
Like what?
Beautiful Joe.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I love that.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was a good one. And you can rewind time and shit.
Yes, I love that. I love that game.
The original Life is Strange.
Yes, that game was awesome to me. That game was extremely awesome to me.
That was the
Beautiful Joe was good.
Where I really cared about how stylish I was.
Right.
First arcade game I ever beat was Mortal Kombat. It took the whole town like 2 weeks to beat my high score.
Nice.
I tell you another game.
The first arcade game that I beat, I'd say probably House of the Dead.
A sight bite. A sight bite.
I still remember. I have it for the Wii, because they re-released it on the Wii.
House of Dead's good. Yeah, I remember that one.
And I remember
that one.
it was either the first or the second one. I want to say it was the second one. I remember one of the first things I remember hearing when I was a kid was you save a lady from a zombie, and she says the words, "Please don't come."
I don't know what that background is, but we need to. Text.
That's me.
That's all I hear. I can't even hear Duck.
That's
Do I need to repeat myself?
Maybe.
Probably, because all I'm hearing.
Guys, that's my cue to sign out. It was great talking to you guys. Stuff like that. Gotta chill with the wife, off day.
Yeah,
so
no
gotta
doubt.
chill with the wife.
Yeah, man.
I've been
Yeah.
on for quite a bit anyway.
It was great to talk to you guys, man. I'll get up with you guys later, man.
All righty.
All right.
What time is it? Almost 9 o'clock here.
Well, before we start
almost
dropping off, I'm simply going to say what this lady said. And I would like to say this was said very loudly several times, because I played the hell out of this game over and over when my mom would go to the bar and I'd just be sitting there in the corner with House of the Dead and just be pew, pew, pew. And early in the game, early in the round or whatever, there'd be a zombie going after a chick, and you'd hear loudly throughout an entire bar, "Please don't come." And keep in mind, I'm a kid, so I don't fully understand why all the adults are laughing.
And they
like
all start laughing. Oh
all
my
I know
god.
is that it is funny as hell, and I'm enjoying it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Jesus. You were giving the adults a little laugh. They were drunk. They're like, yeah. Please don't come.
And I was one of the few people who was actually even on the scoreboard, because I don't know if you played House of the Dead. That game's fucking hard.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty hard. Well, they wanted to extract as many quarters they could out of you in dollars.
They did.
That's all that was. That's all that was. Because you could get raped. Like if you weren't paying attention, you get killed within a couple seconds. Like you're dead. Yeah, another $1. Because that's when like House of Dead was like it was like 75 cents or $1 every play. Like, so you're popping them in. 50, okay, 50. Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah, they're a little arcades are a little ridiculous now. Hey, that new Mario Kart that's at the arcades is really good. You can get a chance to play it somewhere. It's great.
I'll have to check.
It's got 8 things linked up. 8 things linked up. It's got little carts that actually move and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. They're good. It's fun. And it's got real good graphics. Better than the Mario Kart on Switch even.
Well, I would hope.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Not knocking the Switch. I'm just.
Well, yeah. I mean, but this game, this game's been out for a while too. I mean, this isn't it.
Although I can't stop looking at Zelda. Like, Zelda's just a gorgeous goddamn game. It's not the most graphically amazing game, but I've been taking so many pictures.
It's like a painting,
and
man.
Posting them to Twitter. I just keep looking like, oh my god, that game is just. Ugh.
It's awesome.
It's a shame I don't get to fight anything anymore.
Well, you sneak around. It's so hard. You just sneak around everything. I thought you said the bosses were easy though.
Oh, the bosses, like everything that can level up has leveled up. Bosses don't level
but
up.
Not the bosses. So it's the same exact fight.
The boss might have more health. I don't know. I hit it with guardian weapons, which do more damage to.
So you just raped him.
Like I didn't die against him. He didn't even touch me, not once. The elephant boss. That was my first boss encounter. Yeah. Which I was just kind of sad, like, because right before that, I had broken every weapon I had on a white bokoblin.
That's funny.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just wish they would have, like, they didn't have to give him more health. I don't know how much damage he would have done because he didn't touch me. It's just, it was sad.
I think they figured they made it hard enough, so.
Oh, yes, the rest of the game doesn't need to be touched. The rest of the game, there are whites everywhere. Don't make it any harder.
What's your death count now, Doug? Where you
let
at?
me check my Twitter. I want to say it's like 24.
Oh, damn. Last I looked, it was 14, so you must have died a lot the last couple of days.
You can check my Twitter feed. I've gotten a little ballsy with some shit.
You fell off a mountain once, I guess. Last I saw.
Hey,
I died once to gravity. I couldn't even fathom what happened. I was just like, wait. I was rolling down the mountain. I was just like, wait, am I dead? Game over. Oh,
yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
God dang it.
When you fall off a mountain, you die.
229 tweets. My God.
Let me tell you how lousy the general player base in this country is. When I first bought Dark Souls 2, I looked on the statue that told you how many worldwide deaths there were on the first day, and it was in a couple 100,000. I checked
Yeah.
back the next day and it had jumped to the 3 million mark.
I remember that.
Well, yeah. Well, that's because the game escalates in
Well,
difficulty.
that was worldwide. Keep in mind, Fearless. That wasn't just within the
Well,
Americas.
think about it though. The game starts out easy, so you're going to have some deaths. But then once it gets really hard, especially Dark Souls, you're going to have a lot more deaths.
Though. The only time I'd ever felt difficulty is when I faced the Smelter Demon and died like 32 times.
You thought Dark Souls was easy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say I thought it was
Fearless.
easy. Certain parts were easy. Like the Smelter Demon, he kicked my ass so many times. I forgot.
Dark Souls was not Demon Souls by any means. Demon Souls was a beast. It was like God. Then when I walked into Demon Souls first time, people were like, "This is the hardest game ever." Blah, blah, blah. I was like, "Yeah, right, whatever. I like hard games."
Right,
walked in there. The first enemy I walked into sliced me with a knife. One time I died. I was like, "Fuck this game." I was like, "That's fucked up." It made me want to play it more, but like Dark Souls was never that hard.
The first Dark Souls game, when I was playing through it, the beginning area I didn't have the hardest time with. I did try to stab the first boss with the rusty little dagger majigger way too many times. I was like, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna get you, and then I gave up. And I read
you ain't gonna beat him.
And it just said run. I was like, oh, okay, so I ran, and then did all that, blah blah blah. Got kidnapped by a crow, rude, and hit the ground. And my first thing I did, I turned right, basically turned around, started walking. I don't know if you know what that way that is, but that's towards the graveyard with the skeletons. I beat my head on that for hours.
You couldn't go the other way, though?
The entire time I'm thinking to myself, people keep telling me, like, this is the hardest game ever. This is the hardest game ever.
You thought that's the way you're supposed to go?
And this was a time where I didn't have any internet connection, so I couldn't look up shit. I shouldn't know anything. And I stopped playing the game for like 2 months, because I just was like, I don't know what to do. I smack at the skeleton, and the skeleton smacking me dead.
And he kills you.
Well,
you weren't supposed to go that way.
I'm like, all right, skeleton. And then they murder me again, and eventually I just turn around and go the other way.
Yeah, go the other way. You're good. That's all you gotta do.
I didn't know. I thought that this was just the level of hard that I was supposed to expect the entire time.
Well, no, it's because it's open world kind of to where you can go to the part you're not supposed to, like Zelda. You can go to that part that's really hard, but you're not supposed to be there.
But I think
like,
that's the
same
thing
kind
I
of
love
deal.
about the Soul series. The Soul series will let you make your own dumbass mistakes, and it doesn't care if you beat it or not. You already bought the game.
That's true. Well, what I like about it is that like they don't then it doesn't have this big tutorial like this is how you play the game. They're just like, here you go, motherfucker. You're in the game world. Figure it out.
Here's how you swing. Here's how you equip your shit. There you go.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. It's not like they don't tell you like you'll get some item. It'll be like I don't know, like the box of this. They're like, what the fuck does that do? It doesn't tell you. It's like it'll explain some shit. But it's like, what does this do? You got to figure it out. Unless you do have the internet and you can look it up. Obviously, but nowadays,
when I made Cartier get Bloodborne, I didn't understand why he was having trouble with the first part. Because when I first played it, I went through that little medical wing, and that werewolf that was chewing on that body.
Yeah, that was easy though.
I looked at him. Yeah, I beat him to death with my bare hands in 9 minutes and 53 seconds.
Well, yeah, I mean that first part that was meant for you to get through it the first time, really, until you got to that to the setting the main portal world, that the graveyard deal, and and then it got hard, and then it was after that it got a lot harder, but that first part was easy. Cartier got stuck on it.
To be honest,
he couldn't kill the werewolf
every single time. Not worth my time.
You didn't fight him? Come on, fight him. Fight the wolf.
Why would I?
Fight the wolf because it's
go
fun.
Up the stairs and get on a lantern. Fun.
I fought them wolves, man. It was fun.
The only time I died is when I've had to face that axe guy and I couldn't bring his health down. I was like, this is going to take me an hour to beat this guy with my bare hands. And he caught me with a straight move and killed me.
You talking about the big slow axe guys?
They're
easy.
They're big slow axe guys with big giant axes.
Listen, I was fighting them with my bare hands. That would have took him forever.
Well, you shouldn't try to do that at that point, but
Can't
still.
you parry those, I believe, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
you can.
I didn't have any weapons. All I had was that wooden plank.
You weren't supposed to be fighting
a playthrough of Bloodborne.
That's true. We should.
That's one of the few times I actually died on my first playthrough.
What is From Software doing right now? That's the question.
Secrets.
You know?
They have like 3 to 6 unannounced games.
Well, you know that when Nintendo came out with that little thing that said all the companies working on games for the Switch, From Software was on that list. So
no idea what that means.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It could mean Dark Souls 3 it could mean
it'll be a original Nintendo From Software game. Oh my god.
Can you imagine, like,
Dark Souls 4 with the Mario costume.
what I would love to see is for FromSoft to take a crack at Monster Hunter.
They could do it.
That would make my day beyond days.
They could do it.
Anyway, before this goes on any longer, I wanted to...
Yeah, let's cut it off.
I did find my
Getting
last
late.
death, which was to a Lionel. Because you know where the Shocky Lionel is with the lightning arrows? In the Zora domain?
Yeah.
I was sneaking around him, and at some point in time while I was sneaking around, he turned around and saw me. I had no idea. So I got an electric enema.
Right now, huh?
Right in the butt. Like, I didn't know what happened. I was just walking along, and all of a sudden, zzz, one shot. Anyone listening, if you go to Doug McGavin, spelled the same way as everywhere else, the UCKMCGAVIN, got a humble brag and plug and whatever. I have been dialoguing, documenting, that's the word. Everything I do in the game just about on Twitter, and every death, almost all of them have a caption of disappointment. Like, my number 19, I just simply wrote sigh. Because I tried running past a white bokoblin? The big ones. Big old ones. I tried running past him, and he just gave me a nice little poke, and I was dead. And there's one of you should check out my Twitter. There's one of them where there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white moblins, 1 white bokoblin, and a black Lizolfos, all just chilling, chilling.
They can stay there.
And the caption I put is, "What's this? What the?"
Did you try to fight him?
No. I opened the chest behind them and ran. Even if I could manage to kill all of them, everything I had would be broken.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have died 1,000 times, and it would be 2 years
all
later.
your arrows would be ran out. No more arrows.
Not enough arrows in Hyrule. Have you ever fought a white? They have health for days. Days. The only way I can actually take on whites nowadays is I wait till nighttime, I make a campfire, and I just sneak attack all of them.
Those damn whites. Damn.
And they're all white. Everything's white. So much white. One black. Sound familiar? Sorry to get political. Anyway, I've been Duck McGavin. Fearless, make words for half a second.
All right, it's been nice meeting you all.
Now, Matt.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining us, and see us next time. I was expecting bow for me peasants. Like, you know, I wanted to hear that first.
We're doing it quick.
Like, you fucked it up.
Ski. Don't be dead.
Holla at your boy.
All right, now, cool kids.
Nerds.
All right, we out.